Amazing. All right, take it. We're here. We're doing it.
Wait, like cameras and everything? I'm behind.
Yep.
I need to close this and just take your judgment for it. Anyways, what's up, gamers? Welcome to Longshot RPG. I will be your DM today. I am Dat Dirty Taco. We're playing a one-shot where I get to torture Pfeffers as he tortures us, and I'm going to kill his dog, even though he doesn't have one.
I have a dog.
Oh, bye-bye.
But that's about all you need to know about me. I'll throw it over to the typical DM. We'll go to Pfeffers first, and then you guys can introduce the characters that you guys are playing for the one shot and all that good stuff.
Hey yo, how's it going? My name is Sir Pfeffers, and I finally got my audio problems fixed. You should be able to hear me loud and clear. I'm excited. I am playing a druid barbarian named Marin. He is a halfling. And if I'm not mistaken, the party already kind of knows each other, which is awesome because intros are weird. What to say about me? This episode will be uploaded onto the YouTube as well, so keep eyes out for that. Jake and Pfeffers and our regular Tuesdays and Thursday episodes fully are uploaded as well. Hit the Longshot Discord, and we've been getting some memes that our good Zebra has been making. And if those memes on the get posted on the Discord and the meme channel, I will probably post them onto the Instagram. Take it away, Jared.
Oh, well, I'm Jared, and this time I will be playing a tiefling wizard who is a necromancer. Yeah, kind of nobly, likes bones, skeletons. Zombies are for losers. Skeletons only, please.
Facts.
Yeah.
Skeletor.
Do outlaw next.
What up? I'm Offbeat Outlaw. You might know me as Offbeat Outlaw. I am on YouTube and whatnot. But what do I do in life but play really weirdly multi-class characters? I am playing a Paladin 2, Hexblade 3, named Omen. And if there's one thing that Omen likes, it is redemption arcs. This is the first character I've made who is vaguely serious.
Oh.
But he will only be serious until about level 7, in which he will become a full-blown asshole conquest paladin. But for now, he's just trying to redeem himself, you know? He made a bad deal with a knife. Never make deals with talking knives, everybody. It's always bad news. If your knife talks to you, don't listen. Anyway,
Return to monkey.
Return to monkey. And this one isn't return to monkey. This one is eventually gonna hopefully he's gonna convert the knife to his religion, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. We never know. Anyway, that's Omen. Passing this off to Cryptfail Jake.
Hello, Cryptfail Jake. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I am playing Bolvar, the Aasimar Light Cleric. He's just your basic. The light will do its thing.
Worship the sun.
It'll
Sun for the
protect you
sun
or
god!
strike you or do what it needs to do. He's just your basic.
Sun
boy.
for the sun god. His eyes fizzling.
Headcanon
Sometimes
is
he's got
Jake's
wings,
character
you know.
only sleeps with a nightlight.
Every time he goes to bed, he casts daylight in his room.
I have create bonfire.
He
sleeps
casts
with the lights
continual
fully on.
continual flame on his pillow, and he's just staring into it.
Yes. You must sleep in full light, otherwise you are susceptible to dangers in the night.
The daemons.
I'm just picturing Horizon Zero Dawn, that antagonist that like grabs her face and is like, "Look to the sun, girl."
Yeah, so that's Bolvar. He's just and he's the healer. So yeah.
I'm sorry.
yeah, I'm sure I'm not gonna have time to hit anything. I'll be busy healing everyone. Like, no, don't die.
It's okay, bud. I got some heals too.
Oh, good.
I have lay on hands.
That's nice.
Wait, yes, I have it right now, actually.
All right, so you guys are going to be starting off in a city called Haste. It is a city that is developed based off of mainly its ability to export things quickly. If you want to reference, think of Omashu from Avatar: The Last Airbender. The city is built around a central, really big post office. that has a sort of rail system that goes out to each corner of the city. It's built as a rectangle. You guys will be entering in from the south wall. On the north side of town, there are fields. It's where the poorer people live. On the east and west, it's where most of the industry and selling is. And then the governing bodies that be are in the middle. So the way that the mail system works is that the mail gets dropped on its big sled from the center building to one of the corners. And then if the corners want to send anything either back to the middle or to another corner, there is an underground like subway system of mail carts that go from one corner to the other or back to the center. You guys have heard rumors since you did some research before coming out here that there have been like rumors that like crime syndicates or anybody who is a little bit less desirable will use the underground section to get around the city quickly to avoid guardsmen and things like that. Why you guys are here. So the mayor, or whatever I decide to call him when I choose, of Haste has personally contacted the party who has been adventuring together for long enough to reach level 5 where they'll be starting. Or the party's management, if any of you are famous and have rich families, stating that undead have been rising out of the crop fields on the northern wall and causing trouble for the farmers and the peasantry. You have been instructed to use as much discretion as possible, for the majority of the population of the city does not know that this is occurring, and simply find out why or who is causing these undead to raise. Quick points of interest in town. So you guys are coming in on the south wall. As you enter, your left and right, there will be like upscale housing. Directly in front of you, there will be like a shopping, like a bazaar. On the left side of town, there is one thing that you specifically, let me grab my list of names. Who the heck are you? Marin, that you would have specifically heard of. There is something that you've never heard of before. There is a plot of land that in any other city, it would just be a park. But there's this part of the city that has been built around that is just untamed nature there.
Ooh, I would very much like to visit that at some point.
And there's a circle of druids there that are all members of the Circle of the Spore.
Oh,
That
interesting.
have been living within the city, which is very odd for that.
That is
And
interesting.
then Bolvar, something that you would know, is that there is a temple opposite of that dedicated to the Platinum Dragon. Other than that, simple things that you guys would learn from just asking around town. There are 3 taverns that you could choose to stay at if you end up spending multiple days here. On the northern side of town, there is the Dirty Goat. At the southern end of town, which is the town's main attraction for drinking, is a establishment called the Phase Blade. And then on the eastern side of town, there is a tavern called the Circle. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys are at the southern entrance. Directly in front of you is a bazaar. There's people moving about. It's about 11 a.m.
Oh,
as you guys arrive. For point of contact, the person who issued the mission to you guys basically was like, just show up, figure it out. If you need anything, come to the center, but we don't have very much information to offer you. So the town is yours, boys. What would you like to do?
how kind of, what's the state, the headspace? Is everything kind of calm, festive,
Oh yeah, everyone
tempered?
is moving around like nothing is happening.
Right.
Like everyone appears to not know that there's zombos up north.
Right. Well,
We're here to investigate another interesting occurrence of bodies. Is that correct? Jared, what's your character's name again?
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh. Do you have any colleagues that work around here?
Not that I know of.
Well, you should
I mean,
know
I
of
certainly
more
haven't.
colleagues.
Heard of any in operating out of this area?
Well, I say we go to the tavern, or maybe we should investigate some of these clerical places. You know, clerical people like the dead. You know, a lot of scripture has been written about
Yes.
how we deal with our dead. You
it
know,
might be good to know what the local burial rites consist of.
if they're committing any sacrilege,
Hmm.
we should then excommunicate them.
Oh, good lord.
If they're coming back, they're not doing a very good job with their dead.
I know they must be burying them terribly.
Hmm.
6 feet under for a reason, no less, no more.
Well,
Really aren't that hard to get into. Trust me.
Druid with the
Pharaoh's
mold
hiding
earth
the
is just
shovel.
like.
Oh wait, also Pharaoh, don't you just have a skeleton walking with you?
Right, yeah, so I have a minion next to me who is, I guess, cloaked, pulled low with gloves. Like, his hood is low even though it's 11 a.m., and he's just got gloves, but if he reaches far enough, you're just gonna see freaking just bone.
Just straight bones.
Do we hear the clacking of his boned feet on the stones, or does he have
Well,
boots
you do it.
too?
He's got a peg leg, so just
Okay.
excuse.
Okay.
Don't
Excuse-
draw
Just a
attention to his
second
peg.
femur.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Well, hopefully no one's
He's
too
got some-
curious about our friend here.
Really bad boots. They're really old garbage boots.
I say we go to the tavern, look around for some local clerical places, and potentially find out about any news from the north. What's happening in the north? know?
Interesting.
What's everybody wearing, clothes-wise?
Omen is in full chainmail, like full soldier getup.
Okay.
He is very much like he is like, I am in the paladin faith now, you know. Except his great sword on his back has got this unblinking, like gemstone like eye that is very definitely not affiliated with church.
Marin is got just basic kind of dirty traveler clothes, no armor whatsoever, being a druid bard. He's got a little bit of goatee scruff, and he's got like little patches of moss that he's kind of sewn into little places that he constantly will kind of fiddle with, and a big old cloak, which he's got the hood back, and a warhammer
Made of wood.
made of
A
wood.
hammer.
Just a massive warhammer made
want
of
a fucking-
one
you want a
solid
freaking
piece of
Gallagher
wood
mallet-
with like a
mallet?
stone in the middle for extra heft. He
He
grew
had, like,
himself a long time
Gallagher
ago.
mallet.
Yeah, basically.
Smash some watermelon.
No fruit is safe.
Pharaoh, of course, looks exactly as you would expect. Just Kylo Ren sans the mask and twice the cloak. Like,
So
Are they
Skeletor.
like welly made? Like are they like nice?
yeah,
and
oh yeah,
elegant?
they're
Like,
very
okay.
fine. Maybe a little travel worn since we've been doing stuff, but like they were very fine at one point. Very nice black.
Only the highest quality for the
Yeah.
house that Pharaoh
Oh, yeah.
comes from.
Of course.
Alrighty.
And,
So were you guys-
Bulvar's got a breastplate, but he's got like kind of leathers kind of over it, and like some like metal. Filigree is not the right word, but it's real fancy. It's very like showy, kind
Nice.
of like leather jacket with some kind of bracers on top,
Okay.
some light, whatever the dragon symbol is. It's
Mm-hmm. An emblem of the platinum dragon, like
yeah.
the standard, like what Wales does.
All right, let's go to the tavern. I'm going to
So
going to
Circle
march
Tavern it is, right?
steadily
Which one do you
towards.
want to go to?
We have the what are our options again? The circle.
right.
Well, there's
You got-
Circle, and then there's
Okay.
everything else.
So there's the Dirty Goat, which is on the northern side of town. There's the Phased Blade, which is the nicer establishment, which is right by the like front entrance. And then there's the Circle, K. Circle K. Which is on the
Oh,
eastern
I see.
side of
Never
town.
mind. It's the Phase Blade, isn't it? That's the one.
Let's go to the phase blade then, I guess, and
Alright,
then we'll
let's be
ask
off.
about the dirty goat, as they apparently are in the north, according to my map, anyways.
Alrighty, so you guys, it's a really short walk because it's like basically if you're just coming to visit, this is where you're going. So you guys walk up to a large wooden building, go in through some, saloon doors because they're completely practical. And as you step inside, you are instantly hit with a wave of sound. You see a group of dwarves and gnomes huddled in the center in a ring, cheering and shouting and pointing at whatever is in the middle of them. Then if you look around more, there are some humans mixed in. All the dwarves and gnomes are very focused on the center. A couple humans, just different patrons. There is a singular woman who is running back and forth between the bar, giving people drinks. Occasionally she'll have like a full handful of drinks, she'll just like kind of just like stick them out over people, and they'll reach up and grab them from the middle circle. And then she's running drinks, and then there is a man with slicked black hair and a beautiful handlebar mustache
Oh.
who is running the bar, and he's got a nice little velvet vest on top of everything.
I'm gonna make my way towards the circle of gnomes and dwarves, seeing people of my height-ish, and see if I can kind of blend in a bit and see what everyone's looking at.
Okay. So as you kind of push your way through and look in, you see two like clockwork machines in the middle of this ring. As you look inside, you notice that they're within the ring. So there's like this wooden ring that's holding these two machines. And then on either opposite ends of it, there's a gnome and a dwarf who are standing there holding controllers.
Oh my god, they're battle
Freaking
bots.
battle
Straight up
bots.
battle bots.
Let's go.
And
Are they
It's
Modrons
amazing.
or is this Modrons or battle bots?
hold on, we're getting there. So as you look over, and you see there's all this cheering going on, and you see these two robots. One of them has just straight blades for hands, and the other one looks like a brass rock'em sock'em robot, and he marches himself up and just starts pummeling into this bladed robot, and it gets knocked back and hits the side of the wall. And you see the gnome who's controlling it kind of smirk, and he puts in a combination of buttons on his controller, and the robot's arms lock in place like T-posing as it starts to just spin incredibly
God.
fast and just go straight towards the Rock'em Sock'em robot. And as it tilts its spinning bladed hands towards it, it just decapitates the thing, and all the dwarves and gnomes just go crazy.
I go
start
crazy.
screaming.
I go crazy. Marin just goes ballistic. That is crazy. That is nuts.
And then as that happens, people start like throwing coins over to the gnome. Some people are like grunting as they throw him his winnings and stuff, and currency is exchanging hands as bets were being made.
Wait.
Going to make my way up to the bartender.
Alrighty. You walk on up, and he's doing bartender things. Of course, he's cleaning a glass.
Hmm.
And he looks up and goes, "Hello, haven't seen
Hello.
you here before. How's your day?"
I'm new in town. Our bartender's glass is eternally dirty.
"You know, this one's been clean for weeks."
I
Just
give
like
him
to
a
have
knowing
something to-
look. What exactly is
some-
going on here in this establishment?
Well, this is the Phase Blade. We have clockwork golems that fight for money. We take like 5% off the top, keeps the place open, brings people in. They like watching fights. We don't got to put people up to get hurt, and good for business. But yeah, if you're new in town, you're definitely in the place for new people.
What's that supposed to mean? Is there a place for not new people?
I mean, of course, there the competition. There's the Circle K, which is infuriating to say. Don't know why they put that pause there, but
You know, the abhorrent abuse of commas is infuriating.
they say time is money, and every time I pause to say that damned tavern's name, lose a gold.
I can feel gold just flying out of my pocket thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. But then there's that one is bog standard. No, it's a quiet place. It's a good room to sleep in. Outside of their name, they're good people. Then there's the Dirty Goat. I would never go. It's on the
Why is that?
rougher side of town. They don't have robots that fight. They have people that fight. But it's a very divey, sketchy place to be.
Interesting. You know, I'm here actually with a small team investigating your town. Actually, we're doing a little bit of a think piece, on the bar life here.
Heralds, are you?
Somewhat, a little bit more of traveling journalists. If is that a profession here?
It could be. You're
It is
here.
now. Congratulations. You have 4 here. You see that little halfling there, currently engulfed in the swarm of the winning robot. I guess that's Marin. Over there in the
Cranes his neck a
corner.
bit.
over there in the corner, we have Pharaoh. He's got a very lovely friend who's very quiet. He brings him everywhere. And then we have who's Cryptogeek's character again?
Bolvar.
Then we have Bolvar. He worships some dragon. I don't really believe in that stuff. I believe
Big lizards.
you don't like lizards.
With wings and magic and
I don't
language.
think
But
big
yes.
lizards with wings should be worshipped. I mean, there are
Personally,
gods.
I agree. You know, my theory is that lizards are actually that those giant flying lizards, they're actually insects. You know, they do have 6 limbs.
You know, now you're cooking with gas. That's that journalistic intrigue.
I know. I'm bringing him along. I'm writing a piece on him. He doesn't know it. But thank you.
Is that
for-
ethical?
It's only unethical if he doesn't figure it out.
It's the
only
least of
unethical
his
if you
war
get
crimes,
caught.
let's be honest.
But the dirty goat. What exactly is going on there? You know, we've been hearing a lot of strange rumors about the dirty goat. The dirty goat poisons their food. The dirty goat eats their young. The dirty goat is full of zombies. What exactly happens there?
Well, there certainly has been poisoned food. I can't say if it is the establishment itself, but that bit about eating their young, have not heard that one.
It must be something that we heard from where we're from. You know, the dirty goat is vaguely famous. But you make some you give good company here. You know, thank you for your time, and I hope you eventually get that glass you're cleaning finished.
He looks at you like slyly and puts it up with the rest of the clean glasses, and then grabs another clean one and starts cleaning it.
I just nod. I go and find Pharaoh and Balbor if they're nearby.
I would assume they are.
Yeah, I go.
Where you guys
"Alright." Yeah, I'm just gonna like watch Marin from afar as he's riding crowd surfing. I'm assuming at this point. No, you know, I found a few interesting things about this place. So apparently the Dirty Goat is in the rough side of town. Apparently the North is known for being a little rough around the edges. I've
Right.
apparently started a rumor that they eat their younglings. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I managed to disguise the fact that we know about the zombie issues. So,
Did you ask for that guy's name?
no, I never did.
Okay.
Should I ask for his name?
No,
Barkeep A.
I was looking for. I was like, I normally highlight in the list of names what name I gave him. Why isn't there anything highlighted? So I was like panicking, but he doesn't have a
Handel
name yet.
Barman. That's his name.
Writing it in.
So
That part of town.
why
I mean,
don't
that means plenty of bodies, right?
apparently there are also real people fights going on there. And if people die, that might be a great supply for zombies. If you catch my drift.
There you go. And I mean, the underworld seems to more or less move freely in this town, so even more bodies. So they have no shortage of corpses.
Mm-hmm. And apparently technology
I
for
don't like how
Rock'em
you
Sock'em
said
robots.
that.
Well, I do suppose we should probably spend the night here, considering Marin is actively involved in the nightlife already.
Can I spend some time to kind of get to know some of these dwarves, bump gnomes, but I would like to go talk to the gnome that won.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a couple people around. Or Jake, is there anything that you want to do before I jump over there?
I'm just hanging out with these two, so go for it.
Okay, for sure. So yeah, you go over to him. He's got he's older, which surprises you. He's got gray hair that's kind of frizzing out at the sides. He wears a pair of steampunk goggles on his forehead, and he's tucked the controller to his robot in his back pocket, and it's the bot itself is leaning up and comes up to about hip level with him. So people are handing him drinks, and as you
Nice.
walk up, he looks up and just goes, Hello.
Hello, Dad. It's nice to meet you. My name's Martin. Kind of leaning on my stick.
Nice to meet you. I'm Hossie.
Hussy. Oh, it's nice to meet you. This is quite a thing. I've never seen anything like it.
This is my greatest creation.
Oh. Wow.
He spins.
He does.
First bot to spin this fast.
Oh, wow. Have you named him? It's Alpha Steam
I
Whistle.
haven't thought of it.
It's got the
Oh my
sword
god, I
arms.
just realized the joke calling it Faye and Blade. Beyblades!
Yep.
I'm dumb!
That's
I
quite
would have
something.
never gotten it.
Are you one of the regulars around here? Are you constantly winning, as it were?
I wasn't before, and I want to call it Beta Steam Whistle Slash so bad. But
Wait,
what's up? You coming
Beta
up with an name?
Upsilon Titan. That's his name.
Okay.
But until I got Beta Upsilon Titan here, I've been sweeping the competition since. Most robots do a lot of punching here,
Yeah.
so a lot of compression.
I myself am all for blunt damage. Holds up hammer. Not like pulling it out, but like swinging it out a little bit.
Are you threatening me?
Yeah, I'm still just passively leaning on the on the quarterstaff.
It was, but for some reason nobody built for knives.
Well, you're ahead of the game.
I've
Absolutely.
been removing heads from the game.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you as well. We should be doing another fight this evening. I might not be the one doing it, but
I might be able to put some money on you, make a little money.
I would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll buy you a drink
My
if
voice
you
is
win.
gone.
Talk to you later. I kind of nod at all the other individuals in his circle, kind of amble away.
And then he waddled away. Waddle.
I'm gonna return to the party. So they got freaking Beyblades over there. They got the slicing, the dicing, and the whirling and the dirling. It's crazy. They got it's so much, for automatons.
You know, I've always
like-
been a bit more of a sucker for card games, you know?
You are pretty
No,
good at cards.
Honestly, I'm quite terrible at building the decks, but you know, nothing beats when you activate your trap card. So,
It's over, Kaiba.
it's over, Kaiba.
Martin gets sent to the Shadow Realm.
So what do you suppose, we should do? Marin, I have learned that the Dirty Goat might be a good place to start our investigation in the north.
What's going on in the Dirty Goat? What's it about?
Well, apparently everything is going on in the Dirty Goat except anything good.
Oh.
They got street fights, apparently food poisonings, and even potentially baby eating.
Oh, cannibalism. That's not good. Well, if we need an excuse, I'm willing to throw a few hands.
We'll throw the hands later, but for tonight, I suppose we should probably just stay here.
Sounds
What,
good.
what do you think, Balvor?
Might as well get a good night's rest and start off in the morning.
I will say, you guys showed up at 11 a.m.
I was gonna say, isn't
Oh,
it
it's
still
morning.
morning?
Oh.
Trust
Yeah.
me,
Yeah,
it's
then let's go now.
burning through the windows.
Are you entirely sure about that? Honestly, I'm quite drunk from about 3 nights ago. Everything is kind of blurry.
Oh, trust me, it's the morning.
Well, if we're looking to kill some time, there's. Oh,
Can
go
you
ahead,
not
Frank.
feel the glorious light coming in?
If we're looking to kill some time, there's a couple of places I wouldn't mind swinging by. I think we should check out the goat, but I think it would also be nice to go by this park that isn't actually a park. It's like this unkempt forested area, and there's a circle there, spore of druids, as it were. That's basically druid necromancy.
That could also potentially just be druid hippies.
That's.
we should-
I mean, you're right.
What are they going to do next? Get a bunch of weird indie artists together and then protest a war they're not in?
You're giving me
Anyway.
ideas.
We should
Well-
potentially.
We are here for a reason, so we should probably not waste time.
Let's go to the Dirty Goat. We can make a stop at your weird little hippies, and then we can go and check out. And then we'll check out the Dirty Goat to see if they've got any dirty news about any dirty dealings that they are definitely doing.
Excellent. Let's go to the goat first.
Okay,
Wait.
fine. Let's go to the goat first.
Yeah, let's.
Were
Like
there-
Marin says.
Already reports of undead outside the city. Or have I slept since then?
I mean, there might be, but they're definitely originating from within the city, are they not?
I don't think we know.
The rumors are getting hazy in my mind.
The rumor was, or what you were told was that undead were like crawling out from under crop fields, like digging their way up from underground.
The farms.
Mhm.
In the north.
In the north.
Then what have we been doing in town?
That means outside of town.
Oh,
Collecting
travel to town
information.
first. Yeah. Get a little bit of recon going. Maybe
Oh, was
find
that in
out which
character?
farm has the most, sightings, and then go check out the farm while it's still daylight.
But the south doesn't know anything about this yet, though. They don't know anything
Mhm.
about the zombies. I'm gonna go up to the handlebarman, and I'm gonna go, sorry there, I didn't quite catch your name. I've got a few more questions for this report that my team and I are writing.
I'm Lair.
Lair.
Yes, sir.
Martin.
Martin.
You were introduced from a distance.
Oh, it's nice.
Well, Lair, with the Dirty Goat, where do you all get your beer from? Is it brewed in-house, or do you perchance have any crops that particular crop fields that each of the, bars get their stuff from?
Well, there's, not close to the wall. So the way that these farms work is the people who work them, typically people who live in the north. There are, like, for lack of a better term, like little tunnels that just go like right underneath the wall so that people can go straight from their homes to work. It's very ethical.
Sure.
And but anyways, those ones closest are just food crops, things like that. Lots of cabbages. But ours is a little bit past that. There's a hops field owned by a man named Neville. And him and his family runs that. But that's where we get all of our supplies. They grow the stuff, brew it, bring it on in.
Interesting. Would you happen to know where the Dirty Goat gets their stuff, or is that kind of trade secret between all of you?
Not exactly trade secret, but I think they might be one of the few that just brings in ingredients and brews in their own cellar.
Gross.
I've always found cellars particularly disgusting, but you know what? It might be worth investigating that cellar. You've been most helpful there. I slide him a copper piece. Don't spend it all in one place.
Not a
He
whole
picks it up.
copper.
And he looks at it, and from where he's standing, he throws it into the middle of the Beyblade arena for it to be added to the next pot.
I give him once again.
It comes
give him,
back to me anyways.
Oh, that's fair. I give him a knowing nod and a wink, and
Ah.
then I turn to the party, and I say, "Well, I don't suppose any reason why we should stay around here for much longer. I'm sure there'll be rooms and whatnot when we come back. Let's make our way to the north."
As you guys go to turn towards the door to leave, assuming that's what you guys are doing, the saloon doors fling open, and someone in far more colorful clothes than the rest of the people comes in and like kind of just like skips up to Lair, and Lair leans over, says some things to him, and then as quickly as he was there, the guy in the weird outfit runs right back out.
Who the blazes was that?
A unicorn, maybe?
Quite flamboyant.
Hey, Lair, who was that?
Oh, it's Town Crier,
Oh,
What's he doing?
any news?
the dirty goat eats younglings.
I'm gonna look up at I'm gonna look up at Omen and be like,
I'm gonna look at you and be like, yes, 100% true. Verified information. Don't fact check anything I say, please.
I also want to
No
know
wonder
that.
they never let us back into town after we leave.
And so we leave.
Okay.
Quite a large tip
so-
jar.
As you guys exit, you make it about 20 paces heading north. Directly in front of you is a large, what am I looking for? Like mixture of granite and marble building. It's really just a square with some fancy pillars.
Oh,
Infrastructure. Thank God Thude's not here. So many mail carts to explode.
Strike it.
Thude would be like, this town is an affront to nature.
They've taken the bones from the earth. Sorry.
Right. Anyways, as you guys are walking past it, eyeballing it a little bit, you see like carts sliding down these railway systems. There are archways as the like mail system goes overhead. As you guys are about to walk underneath one, you see a person in a flamboyant outfit going, "Extra, extra! Hear all about it! The dirty goat allegedly eats children." And he's just yelling that over and over again, and people are gathering. I'm like, what?
I'm looking at these slides. Okay, so when we're done and everything's taken care of, I'm riding one of those. I'm doing it.
As you're staring up at it and everyone's eyes kind of look up at it to see if weigh the ability to ride it, perception checks.
I mean, if I gotta be like a puppy or a bear, that's a crit fail.
That is a nat 20.
It's a solid 1 from the short one looking up at the thing he can't really see well.
23 for me.
24 for me.
All right.
I guess
what
that
was the
technically
check again?
is a...
What was that offbeat?
What was the check again?
Perception.
Alright, so it's technically an 8.
Ooh,
Okay.
crispy. That is a 18.
All right, so everybody but Marin notices that on the next like mail cart that goes sliding down the slide, you see a like shimmering figure riding it. As your eyes focus in on it with your higher perception rolls, you recognize that whoever is on this is wearing a cloak of elven kind that is helping conceal them as they move so quickly. And you focus on that and you're like, wait, what? And then they're gone into the next post office.
Boom!
Whoever that one was, I think this leads to some of the more suspicious dealings happening in this town.
That specific track goes to the northeast corner post office.
Oh.
That is the northeast post office.
So what you're saying is that there is a faster means of transportation within the city.
There is, but I don't suppose we should do it because I think only sketchy people do that, and we're
Oh.
not sketchy people. We are ethical individuals of good repute. Isn't that right, Platinum Dragon
Isn't that
Insect
right,
Worshipper?
Pharaoh?
We are not. Keep up, Bob. Don't dally.
I'm leaving out of this one.
As you guys are walking and talking, you round the corner of the central government building and continue straight, and then to your right there is a large, it almost seems to shimmer and shine with a metallic tint as you walk past the temple that is dedicated to the Platinum Dragon. Directly above the main entrance there is a large silver statue, they couldn't afford platinum, of the one and only Platinum Dragon, looking down at people as they come on in.
I feel small.
Assume I can carry you guys on to the Dirty Goat. Yes, no, maybe so.
I mean,
Sure.
Okay.
The only comment will be just how cheap they are for not being able to
You guys
Look at
couldn't
this.
afford.
look at this mockery of the great Bahamut. Like, what even is this?
oh,
No, they obviously haven't tried televangelism yet. Those people make a killing. My faith does it.
Of course, telepathic evangelism.
just
would
everyone's
be
trying to
very
eat their
effective.
meal and then boom, Bahamut, and they're like, trying to eat their potatoes.
Seems a bit too invasive, honestly.
I know it's vaguely beggarish, but it's. I mean, if you.
I suppose
the
if it's
purpose of them is
effective.
to make money, right? Is that what you do with churches? Self-roast everybody. I'm a Christian. It's fine.
As you guys continue to walk north, you start to notice that the hustle and bustle of the city starts to fade as you're moving into the rougher side of town. You start to notice that there's a lot more houses that have boards on them. There's very few people on the street. The people on the street that you are seeing are typically posted up by doors leaning against whatever building they're watching. Some of them are flipping a coin, snapping in rhythm aggressively, looking like they're ready to do a dance number.
I would
no.
like to find a place where I can't be seen easily, and wild shape into a dog, like a large dog, just to kind of stay with the party. And
What a twist! Pfeffers is the dog.
Just then, the giant mail system crashes down and crushes the dog.
Crates fall,
then
everyone
two fro-
dies.
And then
No,
two
no, no.
frost giants.
Just the dog.
Just the dog. Like a big
Yeah,
old
no, you
Saint
can-
Bernard, like just
Yeah, you duck into an alley, take a left,
yeah,
turn into a
just
pupper.
right quick, just big old
Now,
dog,
what-
big head,
What type of dog?
Saint Bernard.
Okay.
And then I just
Come
kind
on,
of
Cookie.
lope
We
up
need
to the.
We need to walk you, Cookie, the dog, as you've always been.
I don't know why she's drooling on your robes.
Ah, my goodness, you know, he probably needs to.
So jowly.
I know, like, you need to get him medicine for that slobbering. It's disgusting. Really unkempt.
So you guys walk up to a particularly run-down building that is almost all the way to the northern wall. There is a sign hanging above the door that is hanging on only by one of its two chains at this point. Looking at it, it is a goat with flies and stink lines coming off of it. There is one person at the
Appetizer.
door who is sitting in a rocking chair. It is a human man who's just kind of sitting there, rocking back and forth. He eyes you guys, but doesn't make any moves. You guys walk up to the door, and
I'm gonna walk up to the jet who's sitting in the rocking chair. I'm gonna go, "Hello there, chap. Is this the dirty goat?"
points to the sign. You don't even have to read.
You make a fair point. Who are you?
Who's asking?
Omen.
I'm the doorman. Doorman.
Dorman. Interesting.
Wyman
We
Dorman.
share a strange link between our names. You know that?
Mhm.
So we work for the Dirty Goat, eh?
I might. Maybe I just
No.
like the porch.
That's fair. You know, I've been hearing particularly disgusting rumors from the south that you guys eat children. I don't believe it for a second, but I just thought I'd come by and let you know and check this place out.
I mean, one, the goat saved a lot of people from bad situations. Two, I can't curse on Pfeffers' stream, but bad words the people in the south.
You make a good, you know, fair enough.
What's a Pfeffers? I'm not familiar with that.
It's a deity that not many follow.
It's true.
That wasn't a dig. That wasn't a dig. I was saying like some people in setting. Oh God, that wasn't a bit.
It wasn't a bit, but it was so good.
First of all, oof. Second of all, woof.
Hey, Yame, clip that, please.
Thank you, Yame. Love you.
So spicy. We're not even an hour in.
I like the Pfeffers. I like the Pfeffers chap. You know, I've heard about him. I've heard of him. You know,
Not a story the clerics will likely tell you.
It will, you know, he
True,
bears a
I've not been
striking
told anything
resemblance to
about
another deity I was researching called Sheen. Very smart deity, but
Perhaps another
That
name.
cart
for the
off
same
the
thing.
rail. Maybe they'll fix it.
Many
Either way.
deities go by different names, but the same one. So perhaps this Pfeffers and Sheen are in fact the same.
you know, it is entirely possible. You know, I wrote my theological thesis on this very topic.
That's so fascinating.
Sheen and Pfeffers as one. Maybe four. Maybe girls mode 4 is the
I'm
link between
still a
them all.
dog. Can't do nothing.
Anyway, nice, pleasant chatting to you, Dorman. We're just gonna make our way inside if that's perfectly
Zebra
alright.
says this is gonna hurt next week, Taco.
Go ahead. And gestures to the door.
Pfeffers will remember this.
No, this is the application of Taco will remember this. So this is just.
Oh,
even.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm avenging Luna.
We go inside.
Okay, yeah, so you guys go inside, and as you walk past the door, you hear 3 individual thuds and then a quick succession of 3. As Dorman, or the artist, the doorman formerly known as Dorman, pounds on the wall of the bar. So as you guys walk in, you look
Am I
around.
allowed
It
to?
is.
Am I good to go in? Am I right?
Yeah, you're good to
Okay,
go.
cool.
He didn't move to stop you. As you guys walk in, it is dead. There is there's like 3 people in here. There's the barkeep, who is actually cleaning glasses in the time span that it took Lair to clean 1 glass, half of 1 glass that was already clean. You see him clean like 6 and reshelve them. On the right side, sitting in a booth with no one sitting across from him, there is a large, overweight human male with a completely bald, shaven head, with a singular tattoo of what looks to be a displacer beast going up his neck and then going into the side of his head. Directly behind him in another booth is an orc, or actually not a full-blown orc, half orc, who is sitting there sipping a beer and just kind of looking around slowly. They appear to be the only people in the bar.
Can I make a perception check to determine what those noises were? The wax. And the...
One more thing. As you walk in, there is you with your super good dog hearing, if that's even real, hear a little like scratching of nails on the floor, like quick scampering, and barreling around the corner from the back room is a small puppy. This little mutt, at smelling you from out there, comes sprinting towards you, just like chucks his torso into you, just kind of like shoulder checking you and like standing on its hind legs and like licking your ears, doing cute dog.
Mama nuzzle him. Just nice pup.
Be careful, Cookie. It looks dangerous and might have mange.
Dog lines. Aw.
I play with puppy. I forget all about trying to figure out what the sounds were, and I'm just like puppy.
Place is aptly named. Can we complete our business here? I'm not even gonna sit. I don't even want to look at it. Can
All
we-
right, Platinum Dragon. Say out so you can say Platinum. Vero, don't let your Bob friend get his body dirty. I don't know how you clean him.
Oh, Bob just, he just stays like that.
Is
I don't touch him.
self-cleaning like a cat?
No, he just doesn't have. He doesn't have flesh to get dirty with. It's just, I just soak him in the river.
Is there a current? Get in there.
As you guys are standing in the entryway talking, 3 men walk out from the back room, the same where the puppy came from, all wearing dirty clothes. One of them standing about a foot taller than the rest of them. Walk in into the bar, specifically take note of Pharaoh, and then sit at separate booths.
Interesting. I'm gonna walk up to the barkeep and go, "Hello there. Just travelers coming through town.
Interesting bar to choose if you're travelers.
Well, we're journalists. We're doing a think piece on the bars in the area. We stopped at the Fey and Blade. Now we're making our way to the Dirty Goat. Gonna make our way at Circle K afterwards.
I love that name.
I hate that name too. It's bloody annoying. So, what's the Dirty Goat about?
We offer a seat for tired bodies.
I suppose. Now, I'm going to ask you a personal question. Well, I don't know how personal it is to you, depending on what your opinion is of your job. But are the rumors true about the Dirty Goat? Is there indeed fighting that goes on here?
It's a much more active place at nighttime, but yeah, for sport.
I see.
People need an outlet.
An outlet? What from?
You walked here. You look around.
I make a very tentative effort to only look forward.
You should be more aware of your surroundings.
This passive perception must be garbage.
Wait, what do you 6? It's 11.
It's 11. It's average.
He goes, no. The people here are worked to death. They live like this.
What from?
They work the fields. All of them indebted. Only way to pay it off. Go slave away. Most of them with debts that you can't pay off in a lifetime. You make a gold a day.
Ah, so everybody here works the fields, is that correct?
Correct.
Interesting. And you know, I've been hearing some other rumors about the dirty goat, you know, as well. Some particularly unsavory ones. You mind if I squiz them by you and hear what your opinion is of them?
I mean, it's my bar, so go for it.
Ah, you're the owner. Congratulations. We've been hearing rumors that you eat children here. That's something particularly currently being passed around the South.
Bolvar, where are you at? What are you looking at?
Probably checking out these three dudes that came out and all sat,
Okay.
seeing if they're up to anything shady.
If you're paying attention to them, they're specifically tracking Pharaoh. They're just keeping an eye on things. What does it eat? Kids?
Yes. You know, that's what I figured. It sounds ludicrous. So, another one that we've been hearing. I already asked you about the fighting one. That one turned out to be true, but it's got its own little moral gray area. Another one is poisoning. Have that happened here?
Says never. And he you hear two more knocks. He's got his hands beneath the bar. You hear two more knocks that are then answered by two knocks from the front door.
What's that about?
It was just keeping an eye on things. You're not in a place where new people show up often.
That's fair. I completely understand, sir. And the final one, this is perhaps the most outlandish one, is that there are undead patrons here and nearby. Would you know anything about that?
Where'd you hear that?
When I came in.
What? Here.
Not here, but the town in general, south.
He goes, hold on a minute. And he walks out from behind the bar and goes and taps Big Man on the shoulder.
Uh-oh.
And boy howdy, y'all really setting off the alarms.
What's this we? I'm a dog.
you are a dog.
I'm chilling. I might be able to.
He goes over, talks to him, and comes back and goes,
Can I overhear what he's saying?
roll me a perception check.
Can I also try to eavesdrop on that?
Yeah.
24.
I mean,
24?
should I bother? Oh, I have advantage.
18
Perception's
for
like my
me.
highest stat,
Everyone
so-
is cocking an ear. I too will 18 my way.
I'm
long?
rocking in with a 9.
Your boy got
Alright.
a 27.
Dear Lord. All right, everyone but Offbeat picks up on this conversation. And he leans in and he goes, oi, like, they don't belong. It's like, they obviously have money. There's no reason for them to be here. They're asking questions. He's like, and then everyone goes, could have told you that as they walked in. Get rid of them. And the big guy looks over at the three in the other booths, and the orc stands up as he hears the boss say that. And the whole group, including the barkeep, walk towards you guys. And the barkeep goes, I think it's best you go.
Gonna order
That's-
a drink. Are you sure?
You come around dressed like this, you're not from here. You don't belong here. Go to the Phase Blade.
That's all right, Omen. I think we have all the answers we need.
Are we leaving? Oh, finally.
Guess so.
They've said plenty.
Well,
Um,
I'll happily leave if you would like us to leave. Come here, Cookie. Don't play too much with the dog.
I'm gonna try to like linger and watch a reaction,
Okay.
and and see if I can get away with that before following out.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys get shepherded out by the group, and you like are walking behind them. Everyone kind of gets ushered out, unless you guys are resisting. Unless we want a bar fight.
Nah, if we get into a fight, I'm taking off my sword and I'm cutting someone up.
So
It's gonna get bad fast.
yeah, you guys get ushered out, and as they all turn around to leave, and they see that you're here, and they remember that you were addressed by
Frick.
Omen, you get a swift boot in the butt, and kick you out.
All right.
Come
I
on, Cookie.
pad my way, tail between my legs. Got kicked.
All right. So I think there's something definitely sketchy going on in that establishment.
As soon as he mentioned undead, he went right to the barman.
As soon as I mentioned undead, they all of a sudden got super cagey towards my questions. I mean, they're pretty cagey to begin with, but the undead thing really set them off. I don't know. I wouldn't know why, but I
What was in that
suppose
back room, I wonder.
that back room sure is tempting. You got a good look at that dog, didn't you, Marin?
I will turn back into halfling.
You
Yeah,
hear
I absolutely did. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
sorry, you hear quick scratches,
Oh.
and someone hollering, and then the puppy comes running out, looks around, looks at the group, looks really confused, kind of hangs its head low, walks back inside.
Can I call it and try an animal handling?
Yeah, go for it. Totally just
Aw.
hijacked important plot stuff for the dog to be sad about his friend being gone. Sorry.
The 20?
Yeah, you hit it with a quick pss, 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 pss. Trots on over, looks around, sniffs your hand.
Pull out a little
pops
bit
down
of-
and looks about you.
Pull out a little bit of dried like jerky and
Belvor,
do it.
pick it up.
Munch, 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 munch. Yeah,
Hide it.
that's, you know.
Hide it under your cloak.
Scratch it behind
Marin,
its ears.
transform into the puppy.
Oh,
Transform into
you
the
onto
puppy
something.
Right now.
oh,
Yes, as always.
I think that's a good idea. I like what your head's at.
How far away from the front of the bar did you walk?
We're walking like to like this like a back alley to do this. Like after like we're not like picking up the puppy and leaving. We're just like giving it like a few little head scratches. And I'm gonna turn to I'm gonna turn to Mar and be like, go to the back alley, transform into this puppy right now.
Scatters.
Okay.
And uses my second use of wild shape to do so. My final wild shape of the day. And comes back as Pupper. All dirty and gross if I can. If I roll around in the dirt a little bit and I scamper back. Hop into Bolvar's arms.
No, it's not as cute knowing, you know?
It really isn't.
Now send him back in and let's do some reconnaissance with the puppy.
Send in the dogs. I mean, puppy.
Send in Marin.
Off you go. Go home. You can't stay with us. Makes if anyone's listening near, go back to the stinky goat where you belong.
Mm.
I barrel like I own the place. I barrel into the room and gauge everyone's reactions as I do so to see if
First thing you notice is that as you walk in, or you barrel past the goat doorman, there's no knocks. There's no
Okay,
knocks as you
okay,
enter.
okay. It's nice.
And everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. Everyone is back in their positions where they were before,
I'm gonna get under a
including
table.
the people who came out from the back room.
I'm gonna get under a
under the
table and
table.
just kind of stick in the shadow for a little bit and see if I overhear anything. Try to get before I try for the back room.
Yeah, no. You sit there for a little bit, a few moments pass. Nothing of note.
Okay, I'm gonna dart into the back room.
Right.
Just
Go
full
back in the back
crackhead,
room.
little dog.
So you go back into the back room, and there is a staircase along in the back left corner. Everything else is just shelves filled with bags of wheat and things like that, just normal rations.
Bolt for the
There's
staircase.
this going
Sorry.
on down.
My apologies, I cut you off.
No, you're good. Go for it.
I bolt down.
Going
the stairs.
downstairs. He goes
like,
downstairs.
like full tilt down the stairs.
You go downstairs
Announcing
and
myself.
it's dark. No light. There's just a little bit of light peeking in from
Frick.
the staircase itself. You look around. You give me a perception check.
Can I
with
base
your
it on
smell?
smell?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Specifically on smell.
I'm gonna also, while he's down doing that, I'm gonna fire off a quick message.
Okay.
Okay. 21.
Just reply if you need us to set the place on fire. Don't immediately reply.
Just reply if you need to.
Hold the reply, because you only get one reply.
21 on the
Accidental.
sniff. on the
All right.
super
So
sniffer.
sniffing around in the dark for a little bit, you smell booze in the air. It's
Oh.
very wet, very dank down in this cellar. But with the 21, you as you're moving around and stuff, you notice that you smell a lot more. I'll put this into smell. You assume that there's a draft
I also have
coming
hearing.
from somewhere
I
in the
also have
dark.
keen
Okay.
hearing, so it can be keen hearing and smell,
Okay.
if that helps.
Yeah, I can work with that. So as you're sitting there listening, you, with how stoked you were about the railway system, hear the sound of one of the mail carts zooming by underneath you.
Interesting. It do be the underground. Okay. Is there anywhere else to go in this room? Can I kind of peep?
Yeah, you kind of
about?
like put the right side of your body along the wall and feel it all out. You rub up against a couple barrels and casks and stuff,
Okay.
but other than that, nothing of note.
Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do, if I can.
Okay.
Is it like a cask? Is there like a nozzle that's closer to the ground that I can reach?
Yes.
Okay. So thinking that there might be access to this area, into this slide or something like that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to like sabotage or just open a cask nozzle so that it starts pouring on the floor, maybe seeping into that area, and I'm just gonna leave it like that and leave.
Okay. Roll me a very low dex check because you don't have thumbs. You do have a mouth.
Level 5. That is a 9.
I shouldn't have made you roll.
Is this a sleight of hand? I don't have
Well,
hands.
get it to it. Sleight of pause, baby.
Well, then it would be a 12.
Okay, I can work with that. Yeah, you slate of pause. Instead of biting, you try to like chew on one of the nozzles for a little bit and don't really get anywhere. So you kind of like sit back, look at it, and you sit there with your paws and just kind of twist that bad boy. And
once that starts flowing,
it starts to flow out.
and I realize it'll be enough to kind of actually make a difference,
Mhm.
I leave. I'm just gonna haul out of the building.
Away he goes.
Uh,
You guys out front see your disguised pupper friend return.
I hop onto Bolvar's arms, just
I'm
leap.
I'm gonna say, oh, for Christ's sake, stop following us, you damn dog. And I go, Bulvar, put it down. Put down the other one.
Just the all.
Hide Marin in your
I
cloak now.
unwild shape in piggyback mode. Get me out of here.
Free me!
Wait till
Alright,
he's
yeah.
out of line of sight to get out from behind his back.
For sure. All right, so you guys walk further into not further in because you guys are along the wall, but along the wall in the
So-
northern side of town.
So, from what I can tell, is that the mail slide chute thing that they've got there, I went into their basement and it went under. So what I did, assuming that they have some kind of trap door maybe, or even if it's just close enough, I sabotaged one of the casks, and so that might that'll get all slick and it'll get up in that slide maybe. Or, they were being dicks and we ruined one of their casks and their nice floors. So, but if we might be able to find a area later out in the fields that have the smell, right? We might be able to determine which one is connected to the dirty goat, as it were.
Sounds reasonable enough.
I'm out of wild shapes for the day.
One thing I want to state real quick is that the ones, so center slides to corners are above ground, slides from corners to corners and to center, like the return systems, are underground.
So it's the return system,
Okay.
the corner system that you were listening
So,
to.
all right. So, yeah. Okay. So that would be returning to the central hub.
Mm-hmm. And the undead sightings were apparently in the north.
Hmm.
Well, it could be anywhere then. It's definitely not coming from the center, but it could be coming from the edges. It could be coming from the crop fields, apparently. Well, I say we go investigate those crop fields now. You know, get some
Agreed.
information on the
Agreed.
dirty goat.
I like it. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Come along, Bob. Keep up.
I keep wanting to.
We make our way to the crop fields that were apparently having undead issues.
Okay, so you guys walk along the northern wall. There is, at some points, only like a 5-foot space between whatever building is on your left and the outer wall itself. And eventually you get to a spot where you see that there is not a portcullis, what are these things called? Because it's not actually a gate, it's basically a hole. But you see some light coming through from the other side, and some people walking in and out of it, that goes out to the fields. Assuming that you guys turn that way,
As you know, I've got mold earth. So, aside from the occasional helping our own friend with his recovery of certain corpses, I'm sure we might be able to do some quick digging and investigating in some of these fields if I can get away with it.
We should probably try to avoid molding too much earth for these crop fields. This is their livelihood after all. But I'm not opposed to some excavation if the need be.
Just putting it on the table.
It's a fair support. It's a fair idea.
I mean, if bodies are digging themselves from under these crops, then clearly they cultivated their fields above something that has been there long before.
Burial, maybe? Or
You know,
perchance they are
a
burying
burial,
their
or
dead.
perhaps an old battle long ago.
I like this theory.
We dig into some histories.
Or perchance, you know, they found they're burying their dead here and using it to fertilize the crops.
Oh.
What I would do if I'm killing people frequently, hide them in the field, plant
That's
seed
also a
them,
possibility.
turn them into nutrients, feed them back to the citizens. It's pretty disgusting, but you know what? I think it might be viable.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's not the way of nature. So,
Bob, what do you think? Excellent contributions, Bob.
He always just has the most profound things to say.
He has such a way with words.
Nothing more profound than the sound of silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Let's go.
Through the
let's
hole
go
out to the fields.
Let's go out to the fields and see if we can find the person who owns the field. Talk to them, chance.
Okay, doke. So you guys are walking through the fields and you're looking around. Druid, roll me a nature check.
oh yay!
As you're walking through the fields.
+4. That would be a 23. I'm rolling hot tonight.
You're doing good. All right. So as you're walking through the fields, you notice a couple things. One,
Okay.
you notice that the only crop in this field you're walking through is cabbages. It is cabbages as far as the eye can see.
Oh.
2,
Here it comes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Oh, these are nice cabbages.
the second thing that you notice is that everything like on the southern side of town, like as you like even on the approach into town, was pretty arid, relatively dry. Like you know that red dirt that you get like when you go out and hike, sticks to hike and everything. That as you're walking through this, you notice how soft the ground is, how like wet and filled with color it is. It's a very dark color in comparison. It's remarkably more nutrient rich than what was on the southern half of town.
Gonna pinch me a bit and go. There's no clay. There's no clay. It's good soil. This is really good soil.
Why do you have to eat it?
It's a very good question. You don't see me tasting bones before I raise a corpse.
I've licked Bob.
Don't lick Bob.
Why?
Bob rattles in fear.
I'll do it
You
again.
made him
Bob.
uncomfortable. Stop licking my corpses.
That's an invasion of space.
So
and
my
it's-
point is that the soil, if I'm correct, DM, is not native to this area at all.
Does not appear to be.
This is a abrupt biome change here. Goes for another
What
pinch.
are you, National Geographic?
Are you learning more by eating more, or is
Do they
that...
not know how to alternate fields and
I'm gonna
cultivate good
swat the
soil?
dirt
My
out of
point
his
is
hand
that
and be like,
yes,
"Stop
but this
bloody
is
eating
different.
it!"
This is different. This is something else. This is something else going on.
Alright.
This doesn't belong here.
I will trust you with the dirt.
Share with me your secrets, Mulch. Any- Anyways, as you guys are walking and swatting the dirt out of Marin's hand because he enjoys eating dirt, you hear yelling about 30 feet off to your right as you see a group of workers who are plowing the field. One of them is plowing, another one is picking up heads of cabbages and throwing them into a wagon. They yell, "No, not again! Go, go, go! Get help!" And they start to scatter away from the wagon.
I'm running.
All right,
I
we
run
run it.
towards the wagon as well.
Okay. As you
Not
guys get
running,
out-
striding with
Nice.
intent.
All right.
I take out my
I
my
love that.
great sword off my back as well.
Initiative rolls, friends.
All right.
Where's my fourth D20? There it is.
Do you want us to just tell you? Or want us to write it in the chat?
Write it in chat for me.
Where
well,
on
it's
D&D Beyond is the +2?
Dex.
Is it just... Yeah,
It-
okay.
It's just your dex.
It's just my dex. Okay. Okay.
Be weird about it.
Unless you have like alert or sentinel or whichever
Don't.
feed
No.
it is that gives you that bonus,
It's alert.
or other class benefits.
All right. Anybody roll above a 20? Anybody roll above a 19? No. Okay.
Not above, but I did roll a 19.
What's your dex mod?
3 plus 3.
Okay, cool. That'll be cool. So who's in the 15 to 20 category? Anybody else?
Me. I'm in 16.
Alrighty. 10 to 15? Anyone? Okay.
13.
Oh, that's Jeff. He just
13 for
wasn't-
Fef.
Didn't hear him. He's muted,
Beth, your
Oh.
mic is
Your
muted.
mic's muted.
but he's 13.
He's 13.
Apparently, the number 1 button on Zoom is mute. But yeah, I got 13.
Huh. Okie dokie, okie dokie. Who's left? Jared, what'd you get?
9.
9? Nice. Okay.
I'm putting on the combat music.
Okie doke. So, Jake, you will be starting us off. Oh, I need to. Okay. Oh, this is going to be weird for me. I'm so used to maps. All right. As you guys run up to the cart of cabbages, you see 4 different undeads climbing out. Those of you, or actually everyone has done adventuring, so you see 2 ghouls and 2 ghasts climbing out from underneath the soil, pushing precious cabbages away as they climb up. Starting us off, Jake. They are about like hips deep in soil still.
All right. How close are they together?
They're each about 10 feet apart from each other, making like a diamond or a square that has been tilted. How do you guys want to be oriented? Just
So
so I
if
can
I-
keep track of things.
I'm happy with being up front.
Okay. All of your names start with the same letter out of game, so that's frustrating. Can't write initials on my little mini map.
You can't even do JS. Like.
I know.
Yeah.
Fef, Marin, just put Mar.
Yeah, dude,
or
I'm
whatever.
doing character names.
Yeah, Marin is up front with his hammer, with his whack-a-mole
Okay.
stick.
Omen is right beside him with
'Kay.
his greatsword.
Left or right?
Right.
All right.
Because I'm always on the right side of history.
I always go left.
All right, Jake. What do you want to do?
How far away are we from the undead right
15 feet.
now? Okay. Yeah, I'll be on the right side of Omen.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hang back.
All righty.
Ed.
All right, got it all.
Thank you, Yame. Also, Offbeat, you're a little quiet again.
Oh, I'm just far away from my microphone.
No worries.
Alrighty.
So I'm sorry,
Hold
they're
on.
they're ghouls and what?
Ghouls
Gas.
and gas.
So not zombies.
They're still undead.
Yeah,
They're still undead.
but it
Slightly
is
more
telling that
powerful
they're
undead.
not zombies. Unless a person can become a ghoul and a ghast. I don't know.
Not with anime dead.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do it.
Do it to them.
Should I do the thing?
Do the
I'll-
thing.
I will run up right into the middle,
Okay.
so they're all within 30 feet of me, and I will channel divinity, turn undead.
They just start going back down.
One liner. Go for it.
The light will smite thee, or whatever.
Oh, come on, man.
Smiting.
You're
is
better
canon.
than that.
Well, I was
Jesus
like
Christ,
smite,
did
but
he
I'm not
forget
a
his
paladin. I'm
verse
not
halfway
smiting.
between it?
Anyway,
All right. So it's a save against your
it's a wisdom save throw.
wisdom save. Okay. Starting with the ghasts. What are they trying to make? Ooh, one of them is brave.
17.
Okay, one ghast is not hindered. The other one immediately looks at you, tongue flapping about, shakes his head violently, and starts digging.
If
Starts digging back
any
down.
of them are CR,
About to mold
half
earth this
or
thing
less,
back
they
up if I
immediately
need
die.
to.
Okay. And then for the ghoulie boys, one of them crit, puts up 2 undead middle fingers, and then,
That's fair. That's fair.
but then the other one looks at him like he's a lunatic, starts digging. Starts going down.
Oh man.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Volvar?
I don't think I've got any bonus actions. Let me double check.
How long are they turned?
I believe it's a minute.
Cool. They
Yeah, for
digging
1
deep.
minute. And the only actions they could take is a dash action to escape.
Okay. Well then, they will run. They will not dig.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So if they're still having the they actually just can't move because they can't dig out.
Mhm.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. No, I was just.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I'm just
About to have some fun with
spewing
that.
nonsense out of my butt. That's all for me because I can't do anything else. I guess I'll use the rest of my movement to like get around to the farthest one, so we kind of like can pin them together.
Okay.
And that'll be all for me.
Alrighty. I'm gonna jump over to one of the one ghoul who was not bamboozled. I need a mark on this. It's interesting for me because I need maps to like keep track of things in my own head. So having one that you guys can't see is borderline pointless. But one of these ghouls runs up to, unburies himself about the rest of his way using half of his movement to do so, and then runs on over towards Bolvar. Do you have multi? No. All right. So he is going to take just one swing at you because he's a weak boy.
Okay.
As he charges you, he comes bringing down his clawed hands, coming towards your clavicle, good sir.
Not the clavicle.
On the clavicle. He crit fails, steps on a cabbage, and rolls his ankle, and you hear a crisp snap
Yeah, let's go.
It's
the light
okay.
will protect me.
as he
He only
falls down to
hypotheticaled
one
you
knee.
in the clavicle.
But I
He tried. He was
I
feeling
hate-
froggy.
It's time to send him to the great cabbage in the sky.
Next up is Omen.
Which one looks like it has the most health?
That would be the one ghast who's still above ground with his tongue flopping about.
I am going to charge at him and be like, "You shall be sent back from whence you came, thou fiend!" I'm going to cast a Hexblade's curse on it.
Okay. Is there a save on that one, or is that just like normal hex?
No, that's just him now.
Okay.
And what it looks like for theme-wise, it looks like these flaming tongues of barbed wire clash around it. So I'm going to whack him with my great sword. Bring it
Do it.
down. That is going to be a doopa-doopa-doo plus 8 to. That is going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That absolutely hits. So you come swinging down. You said greatsword?
My great sword. Also, this is a booming blade attack, by the way.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So you bring that weapon down. Hit me with the damage, brother.
All right, and I'm also, because you know what, it's probably gonna. I hope he's gonna die after this. I'm also going to use a first level smite on top of this.
So what does the booming blade look like? Not because I want flavor, but because I actually don't know.
So booming blade, it coats it in thunderous energy. It's a cantrip for warlocks and a few other spellcasters.
Okay.
And it's I like crank the handle like a motorcycle, and this thunderous energy, and then I bring it down. And if it moves on this next turn, it will take an extra damage as it moves. It will also take extra damage on this turn. Leveling
Alright.
up. So,
Tasty.
so this is going to be the first part of the booming blade damage. I'll roll the smite damage afterwards.
Okay.
I'm going to hit it with a first level smite. Okay, so that is 12 plus 5. That is 17. 17 damage.
Okay.
And then a first level smite. It is undead, so that is going to be 3d8. That's on top of this. But 7 radiant damage on top of that.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so you bring the blade down, cutting into its skin. The magic expels from your sword. You see it recoil in pain, but it's still standing, looking very hard. There is just a huge chunk taken out of it. But with that, we're going to jump on over to the young Marin. Unless you have anything else for me off bonus actions.
Oh wait, no, I already added my bonus. The bonus action was Hexblade's curse.
Got it.
Okay.
Marin.
Okay. So there's.
There is a ghast and a ghoul. One that just got absolutely bodied
Yeah.
by Bolvar, and then one that has yet to take its turn about 5 feet in front of Bolvar.
I'm just gonna step up, kind of, and then try to just golf punt this one with the full health.
Okay. You make your money move.
Uh-oh. That's a 12 to hit.
The 12 to hit. Just hits.
Just hits.
So you come
Let's go.
running up to this thing, swinging your warhammer, trying to take it out at the knees. Go ahead and roll me some beautiful damage.
Tasty bits. Tasty bits. That'll be 8 damage.
8 damage. Alrighty. So you swing your wooden warhammer into the side of it. You hear it squelch as the like rotting flesh squishes underneath it, and it looks down at you. It's like because you just hit it in the leg that it also broke because of a crit fail.
Yeah, him for
Time
that
to be in,
weakened
bro.
pain point.
But he is still standing.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I will go into a rage.
Alrighty. Alright, jumping over to the gas that is directly in front of Omen. He is not gonna move. He's got a homie right next to him. Oh, offbeat. Roll me a con save. It's very stinky.
Should take a bath. That's a crit fail.
Whoo!
It's a 4.
All right.
Total.
All right, so you have the poison condition until the start of your next turn as you start to retch a little bit at the stank of this ghast.
Until the start of my next turn.
Yep. Oh, start of wait, hold on. Saving throw or be poisoned until start of its next turn. It should have happened when you entered, but I forgot to do it, so doesn't really do anything. It's my bad.
Okay.
Do.
The smell just sets in like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I didn't smell it when I was yelling at you and then with righteous fury, but my god, take a bath.
All right, it is going to swing out in a retaliation against you with its claws. That is 5, which is I haven't had to do DM math in so long. 14 to hit.
14 misses.
All right, as it goes to swing at you, you raise your blade, glancing the blow off. And that's all that's written for him. We're going to go on over to Pharaoh.
Sloppy
All right. I'm gonna point at one that looks real hurt and cast Toll the Dead.
Alrighty, that'll be the Ghast. He looks infinitely more hurt, and he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. He's going to roll a beautiful 4.
Ooh, excellent. I will roll that damage then. Not too impressive so far. All right, 7 total necrotic damage.
7 total. You hear the sound of a large church bell ring, and the thing clutches at its ears and kind of just sways there for a second. Looks like it's just holding on by a thread at this point as it looks back up and meets eyes with Pharaoh. Anything else for me?
Nope.
All right, Ghast and Ghouls number 2. Bolt 60 feet in different not in different directions, as far away from Bolvar as humanly possible.
Any opportunity of attack?
They must take the dash action, not the disengage action. So
Maybe from Bolvar?
Yeah.
They probably don't have disengage anyway. Well, I guess if they had full action.
Yeah, if they had full action. Yeah, I'll give one to each of you at each. So Pfeffers, you can hit the ghoul.
Let's go.
Off you can hit the
Let's
gas
go.
nice.
as they run past you guys.
That is a 24 to hit.
Alrighty, roll damage as you cut into the back of this thing as it run past.
14 to hit.
14 will also hit.
16 damage from the gas.
Dear Lord.
11 damage from the Warhammer.
Good rolls, boys. Alright, they take off. And we are back to the top of the order with Bolvar.
How's the one that's right in front of me looking? Is that the one that's hanging on by a thread, or is that the other ghast?
So to your left is the one that is engaged with Pharaoh, and not Pharaoh, sorry. Omen, and he is hanging on by a thread, and then in front of you, to having its back to you, is the one that Marin is currently fighting.
And how
And
far
he
away
only
are
taken
they
8
from each
damage.
other?
They are 10 feet diagonally from each other.
So if I were to get between them, would they each be 5 feet away from me? Is that how that works?
Yes.
I would like to do that.
All right. You step into the empty space.
And then I will do Words of Radiance.
Nice.
What's that do?
Let's go.
Burning radiance erupts from me. Each creature of my choice that I can see within range must succeed on a con save or take 2d6 radiant damage.
Alrighty. Starting with the ghast.
Every creature?
Every creature.
Every or that you
No,
designate?
every creature of my choice.
Yeah.
Aha! There
Alright.
we go.
Ghast rolls a
Because there
2.
is one that is every creature, and it's really bad.
Sickening Radiance is the
Yeah.
one that's the one. But every time
Alright.
I've cast that, I've protected all of you from it, so it's okay.
Good man. It's a good player right there.
The ghast fails, the ghoul succeeds with an 18.
It does not say, so I'm assuming it's all or nothing. And that's 8 radiant damage.
All right. So you said it was called Words of Radiance?
Word of Radiance, yeah.
Word of Radiance. So as you
Words
step
of
forward,
Radiance is a book.
Huh?
Very good. I said Words
it-
of Radiance is a book, and it's very
Yes,
good.
It is excellent.
as you step forward and you invoke the Platinum Dragon, light emanates from you. The other one turned with his back towards you, kind of flinches a bit, but doesn't seem to be affected. But the one engaged with Omen screeches out in pain as it looks directly at you, and it then shrivels up and falls into a heap.
Let's go.
And anything else for me, Jake?
I believe that's it.
All
those actions,
righty.
yeah.
The ghoul engaged with Marin, and technically flanked,
Sub G.
is going to try to claw at Marin, who is
I'm
raging.
in. Yeah, I am big Angie. Well, I'm small Angie. Just.
Why did that sound
Why
like
do you
a
sound like a
pig
pig?
squeal?
Yeah, it was.
Scary pig.
Clip that for me,
18 to
Yame.
hit.
18 hits.
Oh,
I do not get an AC boost when I am raged. I simply take half damage.
So he swings down at you, trying to get you away from his broken leg. You're gonna take 4 plus 2, so 6, so 3 damage, 3 slashing damage.
Thank you.
And I need you to make me a con save real quick.
I'm good at those. Let's go.
Save.
Wait a minute. Why am I good at those? I might be wrong. I don't see anywhere.
You should
that
be.
I...
You're a bard.
Art, you started Barb, so you should
Yeah.
be good at.
No, I mean, okay, I thought it would be an advantage, but it looks like that's strength.
Yeah, you won't be advantage,
Yeah,
but you'll
yeah,
be
yeah, okay.
proficient.
Con save. That is a 16.
16. All right. You feel from the point of the wound, you feel your muscles start to lock up, but you grit your teeth and start to shrug it off, and you retch your arm, regaining motion of it. So you
Come on then.
The paralyze. Omen, you are up.
Charlie horse.
How many people are still alive around me?
There's only one left. The other 2 have ran.
Am I poisoned still?
No.
Cool. How's the one? How healthy is the one in front of me looking?
The one directly in front of you got murdered. There's one to your back left
Wait,
that is fighting
can we
Marin.
afford to let them escape?
I mean, I
Fuck
don't know if
you.
there's much we can do. How far away are they?
30.
60 feet.
60 feet.
I'm taking the dash action. I have a 30-foot movement speed.
Are they near each other?
As you turn, as you think about this and you turn, you see people kind of like scattering out of the line. These undead are sprinting in.
We'll find them later. I'll kill this one now, and then I'll chase after those other ones. So the one in front of me, I can flank this one, so I'll have advantage on the hit.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna activate my Great Weapon Master feat.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a -5 to the attack roll, but if I hit, I get a +10 to damage, and this is going to be a booming blade on top of that.
Whew.
That is a 18 to hit.
With the -5?
Yes, I've got a
Damn.
+8 to hit.
Dang.
Let's go.
Let's. Oh, I can't say that word. Let's heckin' go.
Good
Let's
job.
heckin' go.
That
That
definitely
was
hits.
close. Good job.
Nice. Okay, so let's do a. Is this one perfectly healthy, or does it have, or is it kind of looking beat up a little bit?
A little beat up. He's not bloodied specifically, but he's about halfway to bloodied.
About halfway. Okay. I don't think I need to do any jank with this. Just gonna whack him.
Is it a booming blade as well?
It's a booming blade.
Okay.
Ooh, good roll. 18 plus 5 is 23 plus 10, 33.
All right, you bring your greatsword through the side of this creature, and you feel it cutting through the flesh like butter. And then you feel your sword hit the sternum of the thing, and as it strikes the sternum, the thunderous magic explodes out from the blade, splitting the thing in two, sending the top half tumbling about 10 feet in another
go.
direction,
Dead.
leaving the 3 of you who are close to it just kind of like, ugh.
Oh, I'm in it. I'm all about it.
And
And with
And
that,
now
we
I'm
are
going
having-
to use my movement to start running after the ones who were turned.
All right, you start going. How long do they run for? A minute?
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 rounds of combat, so 60 times 10, 600 feet. Okay.
Although, I don't
Or
know
once
if
they lose line of sight, you could lay down.
Let's see. It's only they can't move within a space within 30 feet of me. Yeah, it doesn't say if it like keeps going after 30 feet or if it's just. Yeah, for a minute it spends its turns trying to get as far away from me as possible, so they just keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So they eventually make it. Are you guys giving chase?
I would like to, if it's my turn, I would like to do an ice blast, an ice knife.
You're raging. You can't cast spells.
Yeah.
Mm,
You'd like to use your bonus action to end your rage and then do that.
I would
it's
say
a
I would
one
give
shot. We don't
chase.
have a ton of time. I'm just gonna be like, get back here right now, and then just shake my fist at him and let him go.
All right. I won't make it come bite you in the butt because we are pressed for time. Anyhow, yeah, they vanish and get eviscerated by the sun.
Oh.
The
That's
platinum, the platinum dragon is with you today. But
Thanks, Nightlight.
The light will bring us victory.
because I just don't want us to end up running through the fields for an hour.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're out of combat.
Nice.
You got one body that's exploded in half. You've got one dude that's crumpled in a heap, and you kind of see workers kind of like eyeballing and like slowly like coming over to see if check your vibe.
I'm
see if
still
it's something
enraged.
here.
Immediately gonna go check out the corpses of the thing and start looking at the undeadness.
All right.
I'm gonna, like, steal
Your
questions.
choice. Hit me with either Arcana or Investigation.
I'm gonna go up to I know everyone's names.
It's a 15 investigation.
I'm gonna go up to Omen and give him a it's good. Look over at
Was-
Bolvar. It was well done.
Hey, Marin, calm down. You gotta talk to people now. Anos,
It's over. You can
stop breathing
deep
so
breaths
hard.
in
Stop
the
sweating.
nose,
Put
out
your
the
tongue
mouth.
back in your
in
mouth.
The nose,
Stop,
out.
stop drooling all over yourself. You're embarrassing me.
You're not a dog right now.
I come out of
You're not a
rage.
dog. You're a person.
That was a good time. That was a good
Sounds
fight.
Getting real low.
Hitch my hammer back to my back. Eats a little more
So
of
as
the
you-
dirt.
Flip this ghast over and start to examine it. The main thing that you start to notice is that forming on the ghast is different little groups of fungus. Little shell fungus is growing off of the thing.
Druid, come
Hey.
see.
Ready? Pick up
I'm
fungus.
gonna start fielding questions from the workers as they
Don't
approach.
eat it.
I'm not gonna eat the potentially disgusting fungus. I'm gonna make a nature check on it.
I'll
If I
be
may.
with you,
Really
it's hard to
disgusting
tell.
ground. That's full of fungus.
Nature check? Question mark?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Bob, rattle real loud if any of these other you see any more ghouls pop up.
Sentinel mode activated.
Yeah, with its freaking
That is
Portraying a
a
Minus
wicked
one
drum
wisdom.
solo.
dirty 20.
Ribcage.
Dirty 20. Okay, so
Dirty
looking
20.
at this, have you been around other druids? How'd you become a druid?
Circle of the Druid, Totem
Yeah,
of the
Druid.
Beast. Yeah, but
Druid.
wandering tribes mostly. It's
Okay, cool. So
we
you-
would have
okay,
met a
cool.
couple of different circles in our time.
Looking at this, you pour over it, you sniff it. You
You said
contemplate
you weren't
biting
going to
it.
eat it.
I didn't eat it.
You just licked it.
It's not eating it.
You're
It is eating
disgusting.
it.
I'm okay with that.
Push
Thank you very
it
much.
in your mouth, then it's.
God damn it, Farron. Farron.
But you would know that these would not have naturally started growing off of this body in this ground.
So
You would infer.
turns back to party. not only is the biome significantly out of place, but these would not and could not grow here.
Interesting. Did you gather that from making a nice little souffle out of it afterwards?
Don't tempt me, lad. I'll eat it right now.
Don't you dare, or I will cut you in half.
I laugh and yeah, I take no offense, and I'm like, so I'm very interested in these circle of druids in the middle of town that have their own little lot of forest, because I mean, it's pointing in that direction.
I mean, at the very least, they might be able to tell us more about the mushrooms.
I also would like very much to know how long this farm's been here.
As workers are coming up to us, I'm gonna be like, I can answer any questions all right here, and I've got some questions for you if you don't mind me asking them.
I'm gonna bottle the mushroom, put it away.
A man walks up with like his arm around a boy who doesn't look any older than like 8. Both in just filthy clothes, carrying tools with them. The boy visibly shooken up, and the dad walks up and goes, "Little one, he's worried. Take care of that."
You want me to make your child less worried?
Kind of puts his hand on his kid's chest and pushes him behind him. I
That
don't
is
like.
not what he meant.
I have no idea what you were asking, sir, but what I can tell you is that
Did you
these
take
ghoul-
care of the dead things?
Yes, they're dead. Obviously, look at them. They're barely even
Double
moving
dead?
right now.
Though, you should pile and burn the bodies
Very true.
once we're through.
I mean, I can take care of that right now, but them
Has this been
cabbages.
happening frequently? We've been sent to take care of this issue. We need to have any and all information about this.
Hey,
What's
you're
your
not
problem?
from. Because you're not from
We on the down low, bro.
town.
No, not from the south. Not the people who it's happening to.
Anyways, it happens. No one talks about it.
Well,
People get taken away who talk about it.
anywho, we need to have answers about this situation now, don't we?
Wait,
Oh.
taken away?
I'm gonna start taking the bodies and bringing them to the side of the forest and
He
burning them.
he gives you like a one over look, gives you a hard look, and kind of relaxes. He surmises that you're not like a part of the city. He goes, "Yeah, it happens. I don't think you're guard or anything, so I'll speak. Occasionally this happens. Most of the time people get out of the way. He goes, the dirty goat typically cleans it up. But yeah. He goes, undead things come climbing out. Hopefully they don't grab a worker, grab one of us. But city won't acknowledge that it's happening.
They won't. Why
We're
not?
just kind of left to do it on our own.
Why won't
I-
they acknowledge it?
Raises a lot of questions why there's bodies under the fields.
It's good fertilizer.
Because the soil is good and the crops are thriving.
Kicks the soil. You could say that.
It's the price.
City won't acknowledge that there are dead people rising from the dead underneath your crop fields. And
Rich people don't like to acknowledge the bad things that happen to keep a place like this running.
true. But what do you have any idea how this is happening at all? Or is this just happening and you're forced to deal with it and you're just a worker who's getting accosted by some paladin with a sword?
We all have theories. There, up until recently, this did not happen. Maybe a month it's been happening, but like I have my ideas. Like they had to get there somehow. Ghouls, gas, and zombies don't tunnel. I mean, you mentioned the soil. It actually makes sense. But no. As for how the bodies got there, I mean, I could guess that they got buried there. He's like, if you look around town, there's one thing that our temple doesn't have. It's not attached to a graveyard.
So this land, do you know any of the history about this land? Was it acquired? Was it found? What was this place before it was a crop field, or has it always been a crop field as far as you were told?
As far as I've been here, it's been a crop field. But how we got the land for the city depends on who you ask.
Well, what about you? I'm asking you, aren't I?
That's true.
I'm off in the background, like way off, just create bonfire. Taking care of the undead.
He goes, most people will tell you, we just got it. Like, unclaimed land, we settled it, set up a town, grew into a city, got really good at mailing.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, but I've never known a druid to live in a city.
Me neither.
Doesn't make any sense why they're there. So, not exactly the lot to believe that you can own land either.
That part.
You make a lot of very fair points. So, supposedly, these mushroomish looking ghouls and ghasts potentially could be the work of the those little miscreants in the center of the town, aren't they?
They could be. I don't know. But killing the workers does nothing for us. Or for them.
It doesn't. Maybe it's a byproduct. Maybe it's a mistake. They're trying to make the crop fields good with their druid powers, and as a result, they can't control it. There's dead underneath here, but they don't want to ruin profits. I suppose.
Makes sense to me. But the druid circle would be a good place to start.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, the dirty goat, you mentioned they clean it up. What's that about?
Poor part of town. People work for the goat. And he's, have you been? You know, you haven't been there.
Oh, we have been there. We made a terrible first impression.
Ah. Okay. It was, yeah, no.
They
It's like,
saw our clothes and threw us out, basically. That's what happened.
I mean, it makes sense. He gestures to Mar and he's like, you let him do the talking, you might have gotten a little bit further.
He was a dog at
He
the
was a
time.
dog at the time, actually. Yes, that might have been a mistake.
He was. All right. I'll take your word for
Metaphorically speaking.
Dirty dog.
You guys stop ratting me out.
Not a rat, a dog.
Oh.
Listen up.
Dog.
Thank you. Thank
you
you.
were there. Get it right. God.
He goes, these parts of town, people got to stick together. The Dirty Goat offers opportunities for people who either don't think it's worthwhile to try and pay off your debts in the fields or find it literally impossible because of the amount of debt that their families accrued. God doesn't know the word for this, so neither do I. Obtained.
Mentioned there that debts. This is the second time I've heard tellings of debts. What is this debt? This debt that you all are trying to work off?
Most of the people in the north came here looking for work or a new start or something like that, but you show up to a place with very little to no money, no place to stay. It's on the up and up, but by the time most of our families got here, kind of gestures around to everyone in the field, things were already up and going. A little late to the party. Hard to buy property. Do that. One person in the family line gets a little bit too invested in the city life, pretending to be a southerner when they're from up here. And then debt gets inherited around here. It doesn't go away when you die. Your kids get it.
It's like a disease, except worse, because it's also capitalism. Well, what's your name,
Start
chap?
speaking Russian and chugging vodka.
What is your name, chap?
I am Vladimir.
Vlad.
Jake,
Glad the
where's your dude when we need him?
Comes running out of the house. Some random blue guy. I brought the vodka. Here it is good. Come drink.
Well, you make a most agreeable case. Listen, we're not on the side of the city, or frankly on yours. We're on the side of figuring out what's going on here. We have no.
I'm on the side of nature. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, as he currently is burning things. Obviously, the side of nature.
I have a whole thing about that, but we can get into that later. Rebirth and all that.
Well, then you should be a fire druid.
Those exist.
Just.
Okay. Anyway, well, you've been most agreeable. Tell the dirty goat we say hi. Hopefully, there's no hard feelings. We're gonna go investigate those spore druids.
Good on you.
Take care and burn those bodies. And if those ghouls come back, get a big stick. And off we go.
And off you do go. Pfeffers is burning bodies a little bit too joyfully in the corner.
I want to point out that I made a point. I made it so that it wouldn't spread. You know, cabbages, forest. I'm very, nature conscious.
Cabbages
but
are hard to burn. They're
I
very
am. That's
wet.
good to know.
Moist.
I'm gonna keep that in the pocket. Yeah.
Don't use a cabbage to start a fire. All right. Assuming that you guys head on over towards that park.
Yes.
All right. Cool. We're there.
You mind taking a quick break?
Yeah. Let's take a quick break.
Let's take a quick break.
Let's take a quick break.
We'll be right back.
See you in a second, chat. You terrify me.
Chat's been calling me.
Sus water.
Yeah.
Are we back in?
Yeah, we back in.
All right, word. Let's get right back into it because I need to make sure that we actually do the things.
Let's go.
All right. So while we were on break, you guys walked all the way to the little druid park.
How long did that take?
30 minutes. If you want a short rest, take it. I don't think anyone took any notable damage.
I was gonna say we
I'm taking
don't
a short
have
rest.
any.
Yeah.
We don't have a huge rush. We could just say we grabbed a long rest and I get my wild shapes back.
Yeah. Also, yeah. If you guys want to go not to the dirty goat.
If I want to get a
The
long
phase
rest and
blade.
then go in the evening, that'd be something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's just do that.
All
Okay.
right.
We went back to the phase blade. Watched a robot fight. Made a little bit of gold.
I cheered.
You cheered. Nobody got too drunk because you had to be up early or going in the evening. You guys took a nap. Woke up. It is duskish, just past golden hour. Everything's starting to turn a little blue.
Okay.
You guys walk on over to the park. Where is the map of the city? Hello, city.
I re-upped some mage armor.
Word.
I got some health back.
You guys walk around town, make it to the druidic circle. The thing that's interesting about this is there is pavement and paved roads completely like surrounding the thing,
The heck?
but then there is a perfect circle of where there are trees growing, grass. You step onto it and you feel the soft give of dirt. And as you guys, there's also little squirrels and things, little woodland critters
All right.
running around.
Omen, maybe let me do the talking this time.
Right, watch your eyes, cross your T's, all right?
Yeah,
Make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
you do that while
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
speaking.
yeah. Absolutely. If I
Dot your eyes while you're at it.
if you see me grab my ear, it means we're not looking good.
And
If you're not looking good, I'm running and I'm leaving you.
Will you will you eat a grasshopper if things are going well, or how?
Have you never eaten a grasshopper?
Oh.
What haven't
Why?
you eaten? Bloody hell.
Civilized folk and their ways.
other thing of note, there are a couple about 8 huts in this circle. It's actually pretty sizable. And as you guys like, the second you step onto the grounds,
Okay.
someone pokes their head out of the hut. You see long flowing hair. An elven man with olive skin,
Okay.
walks up
In
to you,
in
dressed
in
in furs.
in Druidic.
Mhm.
Good evening. How are you today?
He looks kind of taken aback at the sound of druidic and replies, well, it's he's older. He's an older man, gray hair, olive skin, a little wrinkly. Well, we have our little pocket of nature,
Hmm.
but as you can see, it's surrounded. You visiting?
Hey, so we were passing through. I was interested in a couple of things in the couple miles north. I'm looking for some friends, but my party and I were passing through, and I heard that there was a druid circle here, and I thought I'd come and do what I can to help if there's anything needed around, as well as hopefully find some rest.
Of course.
Thank you.
Let's go in.
In
Becky
common, I'm gonna say he welcomes us.
Most excellent.
So you guys go on into his house, pretty or his hut. Pretty basic accommodations. There is a fur laid out on the ground. You would assume is used for sleeping. There is a very small fire that it just has a few smoldering coals underneath a hole in the ceiling. He sits down, pulls out a kettle from a bag, hangs it over the thing, adds a few leaves and a few mushrooms, and starts brewing some tea for the group and grabbing cups. And in common, he goes, "Well, what brings you here? You said you were looking for friends."
Yes, my circle has long since been scattered, and I've been trying to find them. And I heard rumors of a a moon circle druid in a couple days north, and so we've taken some time between adventures, as it were, to maybe find him. Hopefully, it's one of mine.
Well, I bid you good luck on that.
Thank you.
How about the rest of you?
Should we have brought in face masks to a spore druid colony? I don't know. Something about con saves. I don't know. I heard a story once.
Old
That's the
memories.
tale of the incredibly slow turtle who was so goddamn stinky, everyone around him had to make con saves.
That's not at all how I heard it, and I read it directly from the historical accounts in my family's library.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I only heard it from word of mouth from around
Yeah.
the paladin school. Hoity-toity bunch, I've got to say.
Yeah, he wasn't stinky at all.
The one clad in black, he tells the story well. Oh, he's wearing a mask. But no, the turtle from the swamp.
Aye.
Make a
But-
con save. I remember that one.
Good joke that.
Genesis 1-1.
Had some legs.
And God said, make a con
He
save.
was a goopy one by the end of it.
And on the 7th day, he made a con save.
Jesus saved. Everyone else took full damage.
Okay. ask the nice old druid questions.
Hey, Druid! So pleasant to come into your home here. We recently went up north, as my friend said, and we discovered that there were some mushrooms growing near the crop fields there. Is that your work?
No, we Cropfield is quite fertile, but we have nothing to do with it.
I thought that it was quite interesting, actually, and I'm gonna pull out the mushroom. It was very unusual. The whole field was very uncommon. I thought you might know a bit about it. But yeah, strange. Take a look at this. Hand him the strange mushroom. If there's
Can you give
anything
me
you can
that?
tell me about it, I'd very much like to insight check him if he.
Yeah,
see.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah, just immediately roll.
I would like to assist him by giving a raised eyebrow.
That's more than enough for me.
That is a 16.
Okay. 16, you would know that one, when he said he knows nothing about why that field is so fertile, he's lying.
Okay.
And
Okay.
two, he is visibly taken aback by the fact that you handed him a mushroom. Like there's this look of recognition.
Okay. Does he look like it's dangerous, or does he like?
Not like it's
Okay.
dangerous, kind of like a heck. How did that get out there?
Is there anything you can tell me about it? About the field in general? It's very fertile. Everything around here is very clay-like. What's the what's the land like in this patch of forest? Is it also kind of standing out?
Like where you're at right now.
Yeah. Kind of as far as the dirt, the fauna and the foliage.
One thing that you notice that is particularly interesting is, yes, it does look similar to what was going on in the field. It does not
Okay.
look similar like what was going on the southern side. But one thing that you notice is it's It appears to be like magically upkept.
Hmm.
This
Okay.
seems unnatural. He switches to druidic.
Okay. I lean in.
Goes, look, we don't agree with this. And he gestures to what's outside.
Naturally.
We are not here by choice.
Go on.
Well, like this was ours. We lived here. My circle is quite old. We've watched over this part of land for generations before the city was here. And well, people come looking for industry, and this is what is left of us. Not exactly wanting to get into the long history of it, but we are allowed our little circle of what we used to keep for in exchange for something, doing things for the city.
I see. And what kind of things do they have you doing?
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Give him my most charming
And I give him the help action by
concerned.
raising an eyebrow.
What was
We're
it?
in druidic. I don't know why
But-
I'm shooting
but
myself in
can
the
I give him
foot.
a help action by raising an eyebrow?
What'd you roll, Fef?
I rolled a 1.
You can have you like reach out and give him like a comforting pat on the leg to
Makes
this
it a
old
2.
I give him like a help.
Yeah,
help.
and he feels reassured and lets Pfeffers reroll.
That's not great. It's a 10.
It's a 10.
I give him another reassuring pat.
It's getting a little intimate.
He
Getting a
I-
little
I-
hot.
I rub
Slowly-
over his back and give him guidance.
We all just kind of group hug him real slow.
No, he looks at you and he goes,
I want to help.
if we were speaking any other language, I would not be doing this. But we help dispose of bodies. We are the city's undertakers. And people die. We speed up the decomposing process. And they are secretly put into the field for fertilizer.
Right?
And it's the
That's
only way that we are allowed to keep our modest plot of land.
well, that's no good. I kind of sit back. Marin kind of sits back and chews on that. And does everyone know
No.
in the circle?
Yes.
So what would happen, would you say, if you tried to stop? I imagine there'd be consequences.
The last part of our wilderness would be destroyed and turn into the city. And I won't let that.
Understandable. Understandable. So, if I may, I think I'm going to try to help you. Give me some details. Who's kind of in charge of this? Where do the bodies go? Do you use the mail system in some way?
He goes, what? He goes, the bodies are put into the mail system, sent underground. There is a second stop that people don't know about in the middle that then we use to get the bodies and then put them under the field. But this, I know because I'm in the fields at night. This resurrecting of the dead is not us. This is not intended. We keep our heads low when they leave us alone. Some people visit.
Have you been getting some heat from that as a byproduct of them coming back?
If the city knew, I mean, if the population knew, yes. But gotta maintain a look of security, I suppose.
You don't think that there'd be anyone within the circle that would be bitter enough to try to hurt the north part of the city.
No. If anything, the North is in it with us. They get the short end of the stick from these people just as much as we do. I would
So-
say that whatever is causing them to raise is independent of even the city, because why would the city hire you to come fix it if the city was doing it?
Right.
There's a huge underground to all of this back from when they were building the mail system. I would suspect that something has set up, maybe in an offshoot, an old spot like a landing that used to be used or was used when during the construction that is no longer.
Any way you could narrow that search for us? Any entrances into some underground places that could get us to the meat of the matter quicker?
He goes over and reaches through a bag and pulls out a purple stone
Oh,
and goes, go to the northeastern post, ride the underground rail to the left and stop it in the middle. Flash this at the door, it'll get you in.
okay, thank you. We've got work to do, boys, I say in common.
Most agreeable. Thank you very much, Mr. Druid.
These are good folk. Let it be known.
It is.
They are
It is
victims.
written.
They are victims. I'm gonna get up, say goodbye in Druidic customs and all that good stuff, from the moon to the spore.
Bowdy.
Bounty. And I think we've got our direction, lads. Are we good to go?
Right. Let me just tell my oversized knife. It's time to kill. Here we go.
Oh no. Alright. As we walk away, I'm gonna take my mouse, my pet mouse that comes with my starter kit. I'm gonna drop it in the forest. And I'm going to relay all that information to the party.
Take a point of inspiration for dropping the mouse in the field. That was cool. Like that.
Thanks. I'm gonna relay all that information to the party. What do you
Okay.
guys think of this? I don't think that the government, as it were, is responsible for this. But if we don't take care of it soon, the spore circle is in some hot water for sure.
I say we hop on the mail system, we go and smoke out whatever dirt is in there, and then once we've done that, we kill whatever's raising them from the dead, and then we inform the circle that they could probably accomplish the same thing by burning the corpses and then scattering the ashes underneath instead of putting the whole bodies to help keep their situation more under wraps.
Right, you
Nope.
know.
It's carbon content. It's not necessarily everything else in there.
Yeah, we're not an educated lot. And
I asked my knife. Let's go take care of it.
I tell them about the purple stone that will get us in. I'm going to hand it off to the other frontliner, which I guess is Offbeat. So I'm going to hand it off, the stone off to,
Omen.
yeah, Omen.
I take it handedly and I give it a nice shine and I put it in my pocket in my breastplate.
All right.
And then
All
off we
right.
go.
You guys walk over to the northeast post and walk through the north side of town again. A little bit more active tonight. People walking around. You hear like the faint sounds of chatter and yelling and stuff, which you assume to be coming from the Dirty Goat. And as you guys approach the post, you notice how significantly nicer this building is when contrasted against the slums of the northern side of town. Like glistening white, even in the moonlight, you see like clean reflections off of polished stone. And you guys walk up, and a guard comes up to meet you, holding his hand out. He goes, What are you looking for? What do you want?
I look to
Mailing
Pharaoh.
system.
I look to Pharaoh being of nobility to see if he can kind of schmooze his way through this.
There's no one's allowed to enter right now unless explicit permission.
I have permission from the Pharaoh of the southernmost islands and Bob.
What?
I like elbow
He-
Pharaoh.
He looks over at Marin, ignoring your Pharaoh comment. Just goes, "Have you got a stone or not?"
I flash the stone.
There you go.
There it is.
I don't know the customs here, for God's sakes.
Wouldn't think you could look like the druid type. That metal on you. Go in.
Okay.
You guys go inside.
I give Marin like a fist bump. I'm like, "You're a good one. You're a good lot, Marin."
Good job looking like a druid.
Yeah.
You guys go in. You see people loading up carts, sending them out, and all that fun stuff. The guard walks with you and directs you to the cart that you need. There are 4 rows of these like slides, basically. No, there's gonna be 5 because I don't want to be perfect for the party. There's 5 of them. There's gonna be an empty one. And he gestures to an empty cart. He's like, "Hey, you could maybe fit 2 people in if you want to get real in." He's like, "But stopping where you need to stop is gonna be interesting. I don't know how they do it, but in you go. We'll send you on your way."
All right. Let's mosey on in here.
Bob, riding Marin's cart.
Okay.
There's extra space.
Marin's been very grim, but now that he's sitting in the thing, he's like,
So you guys all sit into your mail carts and are pushed off by workers, and you guys get pushed over, like you teeter over an edge for a second, and then the front slams down and you start sliding down it incredibly fast, and you guys immediately go underground, and it goes dark for a little bit, but then after about 15 seconds of riding, the wind is blasting you in the face, your eyes are watering a little bit. Anyone with long hair, it's blown back. Anyone with moody hoods and cloaks, it's blown off the top of their head. Pharaoh.
What? No. Me?
He was beautiful the whole time. And as you guys go down deeper, you start to see faint blue lights glowing on the sides, some sort of arcane light, as the slope begins to mellow out and start to bottom out. You would assume that relatively soon you're going to need to figure out a way to stop this cart.
Well, what I'm going to do
okay.
is wait for the appropriate time and then just misty step out of the cart.
Oh, thanks. All right. Can I make it difficult terrain with mold earth? And
Yeah, you can like break up. It's
Oh,
going to be a little jarring, but you can like break up the ground in front of you as you move. And, like, you guys are gonna like rock back. It gets all shaky. You rock back and forth a lot. You hear the rattling of bones as Bob's is just gyrated. And you guys come to a stop and you look up to your right. If you were moving at the speed you were going before, you would be amazed if you were able to spot it. But there is a like steps etched into the stone that where you could grab like a ladder.
okay.
That goes up to a flat ledge carved into the earth.
My oh my.
Hop out.
Let's climb up it. I'm gonna
Place my
waddle my
hood.
way up there.
What
and climb up.
happens? What happens to the ground? Does the ground get fixed?
Not if it's dirt. You'd have
It's
to put it back.
stone. And
If it's stone, it goes away.
it does go away over time.
Mhm.
Okay, it goes
Okay.
away over
Ooh,
time.
thank God.
I was gonna say, oh no, I didn't think
Okay.
about that, and now I can't do it because it'd be meta.
Property damage.
Well, the next one comes through, and the next one comes through, and soon everyone's gonna be over here.
All right.
So
You
did
guys
that
go-
work? Did that work for everyone, or do we still need to?
Oh wait, yeah. Fev, how big of an
The
area can you
difficult
control?
terrain would have continued for a while.
Right,
So
but
if he's
we're-
behind
we're-
us, then you all would have been slowed down too.
Worked for everybody.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I'll nix that.
Right, let's
Misstep.
climb up this. Let's climb up this blasted ladder and let's see what this whole thing's about.
I'll take
You
the
guys-
rear.
Yeah, marching order, please.
First.
Okay.
Tank
Second.
last. That way we don't get
Third.
knifed in the back by
Uh,
someone who isn't stonky.
Quickly followed by Bob.
Looking at Bob's ankles.
Well,
Brings
you know
you
what they
to a
say.
dog.
Bob's your ankle. Haha. Sorry. Sorry,
terrible.
chat. Sorry, players. I'm sorry,
Disconnect
everyone.
from the call and don't come back.
All right.
He's like, that's a hill to die on. Let's go. What happened to Zaz? I don't know.
Okay. You guys walk up. You're all on this ledge. There's a door that appears to have been broken in, like kicked in. The door is in pieces. Inside, there is a dimly lit 5-foot wide hallway that extends out in front of you and for about 60 feet. Until
I have devil's sight.
Okay.
Can
Is
I
that just
be-
like enhanced dark vision or
It's
You-
dark vision and magical darkness would not work on it either.
cool?
I would like
Handy.
to also, as we go, be making the ground difficult terrain behind us, and it will last for an hour.
Okay.
With mold earth, and it's a cantrip, so I can just be like, as we
You
go.
might only be able to have so many of those at once.
No,
So to check that,
mold earth. You can just keep doing it.
you can keep doing it, but like sometimes with that kind of the effect wears off as new ones come up.
I'm looking. I don't see it.
Devil's sight is you can see
If you
normally in darkness,
if you
so-
cast a spell multiple times, you can have no more than 2 of its non-instantaneous effects active. Nice, you were right. Good catch.
All right. So there are 2 things of mold earth behind you.
Yeah, so 10 feet of difficult terrain.
Word. We marching forward?
Yep.
All right. As you guys march forward, you see something protruding from the wall on the left about 30 feet in front of you. And just about 10 feet before where the end of the hallway is. Or actually, no, not 10. About 25 feet before where the end of the hallway is and breaks left. Do we continue marching forward? And in what manner?
I'm just realizing I'm also kind of the rogue. Not really a rogue, but I've got the sleight of hand, and
Who's
should be the one
best at
checking for traps.
perceiving?
I'm
I think I have the height, maybe.
17 over here.
My passive
perception.
is 18.
Yeah, there you
passive's
go.
11. I'm just a meat shield and a damage dealer.
All right,
so
let's
I'm gonna,
let's switch.
I'm gonna like sidle along the wall and be like, hey, someone else
Alright.
get up here. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Just gonna weave.
All right, you guys squeeze past each other.
I'm a halfling. I can just.
All right. So, continuing forward.
So it's an outcropping. It's a
There is some. Roll me a perception check.
okay. That's
Boulevard you
a
as well because you're the second in line.
16.
16.
Also 16. Yeah.
All right. Looking ahead, you can surmise that the thing protruding from the wall appears to be a lever.
Okay.
Other than that, it looks like a normal hallway.
Oh, the lava. Mine.
Can I check for traps?
Go for it. Roll me investigation. Where specifically are you looking?
17.
Ground floor.
I'm checking the floor, I guess. Yeah.
Floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
All right. You come forward. Pull it. You got a knife or anything?
Yeah.
Pull some flat. Okay, a knife. Kind of going through, looking for any loose tiles, anything that looks like it would compress. After you give it a good pass over, make it almost up to the lever. It appears that there are not traps to you.
Okay. You want me to flip
I'm
the
gonna
switch?
I'm gonna cast light.
Oh.
Okay. What color?
Oh gosh. I didn't even realize that I could pick the color of
What
my light
color is
cantrip.
your flashlight?
It's gonna be like just a blue white like LED.
Alrighty.
Blue white.
My guy went to Home Depot, picked up a little Mac light.
God, Claire, warn someone next time.
Light fills the hallway, casting long shadows in front.
Did you
and
not
behind
hear me
you.
say light?
You are the absolute worst. I hate
Everyone's-
platinum dragons.
beginning
shut
to
up.
agree.
You take that back right now. You take that back.
You're
Would you like to meet my? Do you want to meet my talking knife? It's very
I
big.
will endure no slander of the.
Stop it.
You worship a
dragon.
glorified insect
Stop
that
it.
shines like
Maybe
my
quiet.
testicles.
In the dungeon, maybe.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
You hear reverberation and echoes of your own arguments.
Trying to like, and now that it's quiet again.
The glow of Words of Radiance starts like going back down as I start calming down. It's like,
The echo is just testicles.
At this point, Marin, you're about you at the front of the party are about 10 feet away from said lever on the left-hand side of the hallway.
Okay. Well,
What if we have Bob pull the lever?
that's a good call. I back up a little bit. Go get him,
Bob.
Bob.
Lever.
oh, the lava, Bob.
Can Bob communicate with you?
He.
Communicate with me? No, he just follows commands. I mean, if you
Okay.
want to rattle and click the teeth like Jeff does, that's fine too.
Okay.
He
So you're telling him to pull the lever?
animation.
Crunk.
All right. Gives you one click for yes. Yes, sir. Goes up and pulls the lever.
Goodbye, Bob.
No, you pull the lever and you watch Bob waiting for him to explode or something or to get scythed. Nothing happens. And then you hear this wet noise behind you, like this just this slime. This bleh. And you turn around behind you and you see there's this big cube behind you
Excellent.
lands with a squelch on the floor,
Oh God.
conforming to the shape of the hallway. Landing in the difficult terrain though,
Hey.
and begins to slowly ooze forward, being the Roomba of the dungeon. So what oozes do? They keep them clean.
That's not good.
So it begins very slowly oozing forward.
Mm-hmm.
Half of 15 currently. So 5,
So 7.
7. I haven't changed.
We have a very short amount of time before we start moving into unchecked hall to get away from this thing. Are we fighting? What do we do? I can create bonfire and maybe he'll not cross over it. I don't know.
You hear the thing struggling to slide over the difficult ground as
Well-
bits of its oozy self get caught up in the cracks.
I'm not punching it, so let's reorder a little.
I guess I don't have any metal armor, so
I have metal.
I guess we don't know what kind of ooze it is.
I think it's a gelatinous cube, because he said it's a cube.
That's
Mhm.
true.
I've started a timer.
Well,
Is this thing immune to prone? Yeah, it's immune to prone. I was wondering if I could make it prone. The thunderous smite or something.
The ooze squelches forward into the next square of difficult terrain.
Okay.
Well, are we at a dead end? Can we like keep moving forward? And
We
try
can
to-
keep
There is a
moving
turn
forward.
directly to your front. There is a.
I'm gonna
turn
go
to the
scout
left.
that. I'm gonna go scout that corner.
All right, you go moving forward, and you go up and you look. There's just like a U bend in the wall. You take note of how. Oh, as you walk past, you notice that next to the lever is a door.
Oh,
Bob could not communicate.
how long can I check for traps? Or how long does it take to check for traps?
6 seconds.
Check for traps on the door.
On the door, go ahead and
Yeah.
roll investigation for me.
8.
There does not appear to be traps on the door.
Thanks. Door, guys, and also it's a U. It goes around in the hallway.
Did you check it for traps?
Yeah.
And
Doesn't sound very convincing, Marin.
I don't know for sure if it's trapped or not.
we should probably be behind the door. So
All right.
Be my guest, Merritt.
I'll check again.
Okay.
Can I check?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to slap me with a little guidance.
Okay.
And you said it's
Investigation.
Does anyone have any way of paralyzing this ooze?
That's only a 13.
You comb over the door, and there does not appear to be any traps on the door.
I
I
go into
would have at 10th level.
I go into a rage and I open the door.
You go to open the door, and the door does not budge.
Okay.
You can roll me a strength check to attempt to punch the door.
We're on a time
Break-
crunch.
Guidance.
Sweet.
Okay.
Does that give me a D4 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, D4 to the check.
Okay.
The ooze has now stepped off of the last piece of difficulty.
15.
Right?
15. I shoulder check the
15?
door.
You shoulder check the door, and you hear a crack in the wood. It is reinforced wood.
I'm going to go up and also shoulder check the door.
That leaves Pharaoh exposed in the back.
I'm
I'm not in the
go
back
up.
anymore. I moved
Oh, okay.
away from the cube.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the door and shoulder check it with all my strength.
Roll it.
That is an 18.
18. Okay.
Plus seven.
Since the door is weakened, you shoulder
Wait,
check
strength or athletics?
with athletics.
Athletics? Okay, that's the 18.
Oh, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we want to break the door, we can do that. I have a.
Okay, you shoulder check the door down, and it falls forward with it, and you stand up, kind of brush the dust off yourself, and you look to your left and to your right, and there is more extended hallway.
Get in! Go, 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 go!
There's also
Ah!
another lever on the opposite side, mirroring the thing. You make note of how thin the wall is.
Okay, so we've gone through the hall. We've gone around the U, essentially. Okay.
We
Try
we-
and put the door back.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
put the door.
mend-
I'm gonna like
I'm
lift
gonna
the door
mend the
back up.
hinges.
You mend the hinges.
Oh.
I follow. I close the door and put the wall between us and the ooze.
Okay.
Door is back.
As the door is all fixed and back to normal, you see a small corner of the ooze begin to peek around the corner of the U-bend. It was a wall with a door on it that you
Yeah.
could have just gone around.
Strange.
Just to get people to pull the lever to release the ooze. But anyways, you guys can continue down. It would
Yeah, I guess we
basically
could
do
just
as if
keep
you were
going.
straight.
Bump this ooze.
Keep on keeping on. You come to another U-bend. No door this time. Ooze lagging behind at this point because you're moving at double its speed.
Okay.
I guess we're just gonna go around the U-bend.
Yeah,
Alright.
somebody look around the corner.
Around the U-bend. Goes down the same amount of length, and then there's a door on the left, no lever.
I'm in the back now. Still raged.
Or in a lever.
No lever.
Okay.
Just door on the left.
I'm gonna attempt to open the door.
Door appears to be
Maybe-
locked.
Ah, well, good thing I have this wonderful spell called Knock.
Who's there?
All right, you cast knock, and as the loud knock echoes through the hallway that you guys are in, a piece of metal that was jamming the lock to prevent it from being picked gets shot out, and you hear it clang against the stone
Let's
wall,
go.
and it appears to no longer be locked.
I open the door.
You open the door. You step in. There is a room that is about 20 feet by 20 feet, and as you look around, you immediately see bodies everywhere. Lasabods, things that appear to be undead that are just cut down where they stood. I'm assuming everyone steps in, closes the door.
Yes.
Excuse me, did you say corpses?
Oh, yeah. Undead corpses.
I'm gonna take
Wow.
that pin again and jam it back in the lock.
What's excellent. You guys continue to do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna make sure that
Okay.
I do or do not have certain features yet, because I'm used to playing a higher level necromancer.
I'm only gonna be angry for so much longer. If we're gonna fight, you should do it now. Or I should
You can
calm
always
down.
get angry again. You can always get angry again, you know. You don't need to do it all the time.
Wow, it's 6. Yeah.
You work yourself up all the time. Don't be so bloody annoying about it.
This is not helping me become calm.
Oh, I wasn't trying to. I was trying to elongate your rage.
Oh.
You were complaining about it.
I'm gonna
Look.
kind of move quickly about the room, trying to keep my
His
rage up.
understanding of what he was going to do just immediately stops the rage. He's like, oh, Ah, I just
Wake stays awake in the shower later. Just in the wake. Never mind.
Anyone looking at the bodies or anything, or we just?
I am.
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna pull out a dagger and I'm going to, like a Karen in the produce aisle, just pick out the nicest. Looks like it's got the best bone structure.
Roll me a medicine check. Pick the best bone and cutting it out.
I'm not cutting out the bone. I'm looking for the
okay.
whole body, and it's a 2.
You promptly walk up to what you believe is the best body, and everyone kind of gives you a side eye as you walk up to the most decayed body, and you choose this one. But one thing that you do notice is as you get down and you're examining the body, all the cuts and wounds in it appear to be fresh and are still bleeding. They've not dried over. An accidental realization.
Can I take another look to see if it's alive? Just a basic pulse check.
Well, do undead things have pulse? I guess if they bleed, yeah. Shove 2 fingers under its chin, take a pulse, or you can do the wrist, either or. Thing does not respond.
My rage wears off.
The rage wears off.
Cool. I'm gonna hit it with Animate Dead.
All right, it wakes up. Bone Daddy, hello, how may I serve you?
Party, this is Jim. This is Party.
Hi,
Hello there, Jim. How many of these boys can you get?
As many slots as I can cast.
How many slots you have?
Oh, just the 2 at level 5.
Fair enough. Hello, Jim. Jim and Bob. My name is Omen. It's not my real name.
What else is in the room?
Just the signs of the fight. It appears that anything of interest was picked it clean.
Doors?
Any evidence
There is
of what?
that is a very good point that I forgot to point out. To your left, there is a door on the what would be the northern wall. If you could surmise it after you.
I'd like to
get
go
all
up
those
and
twisted bits.
listen to the door.
Go up and listen. Roll me a perception check.
16.
16.
18. Sorry. That's a
18.
7. I
18.
can math.
You put your ear up to the door and you hear the eerie silence of a dungeon.
I hear nothing.
All right, well, let's walk in.
You go to open the door. The door opens without any trouble. There's a hallway leading to the right that leads up to an iron door.
Let's go up to the iron door.
Alrighty. Door opens. You step forward. It is a 25-foot hallway. You notice that on the 20 feet in front of you there's a divot about 5 feet across where there appears to be like a hole in the ground. And then there's another iron door opposite it.
I'll check the iron door for traps.
Roll me invest.
That's a good roll. 15.
15. Looking at it, you recognize that the door has a magical lock on it that is not currently engaged.
Oh.
But you are not able to surmise what would trigger the magical lock.
Magic lock. Magic trap.
Door locked.
I can't hear you, Jake.
The door that is currently open has the ability to be locked magically, but so Marin
already
points
open,
out
then.
the presence of the lock. It is currently open, but he
Okay.
doesn't know what would cause it to close.
It's probably a
Can
trap.
I Arcana check the magic
Yeah.
lock?
Hit me with it.
Six.
6. Maybe
Solid.
closing it, the door. You would think.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's move on.
Probably opening the lock would be my best summation as to what would trigger the magic lock, or turning the handle of some kind, or pulling it out would be my summation as to what would open it. Is there a handle on it?
There is a handle on the door.
Like a twisty one or like a pulley one?
Like a fridge, like an old school fridge, the sideways ones.
I'm going to take out my magic sword, and I'm going to wedge it in the handle, and I'm going to try and lift it by pulling it with the sword, touching it, not my own skin.
Alrighty. You go ahead and do that. So you're opening the door?
Yes.
Door pops on open. Swings with a little bit of a creak. That's about it. Did you guys close the door behind you?
No.
So hold on, let me double check this. Did you walk into the hallway? So there was a door that led into the hallway with the room with the hole in it. Are we in the room with the hole in it?
I did.
Yes. I
Yes.
am anyway as well.
Okay. Did you close the door behind you? The last one?
No, I didn't.
No? Okay, cool. The door opens just fine.
Interesting. Well, I have no idea how that magic lock could have possibly been activated. Probably a stupid mechanism designed by a stupid person. I'm gonna walk on in.
All right. You walk on into the next room. Looking about, there are a few things of note. There are bodies pinned to the corner of each wall. Large bodies that appear to be stitched together in some sort. It's very, very gruesome. In the center of the room, there is a small pillar with a bright red button on top of it. On the wall you are currently facing, there is a flat circle pressed into the stone. If you speak the language, you would recognize that the weird carvings on it are in Primordial. But if you are not one who speaks the language, you would recognize the pattern as some sort of number sequence. Does anyone speak Primordial?
I do.
You see that at the top of the clock is the number 20, and then it counts down, going counterclockwise, all the way down to 1, which is just to the right of 20.
Alright, so that is some sort of circle thing with numbers on it, and the numbers will go from 20 all the way down to 1 in Primordial.
There is a door directly in front of you that has no handle. Made of iron.
Handleless door, so a wall with a hole.
Marin's out of his element. He's uncomfortable. Also,
Kind of-
he's seeing everything and kind of being like, riddles? I don't like riddles.
So
Combination
there is
lock?
20 to 1.
Can I inspect the button?
Yeah, go for it. Roll me investigation.
Guidance. It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
You look at the button. Doesn't appear to be anything trapped about it. You would assume that it is linked somehow to the disc on the wall that I will be calling. The disc on the wall.
On the
But it
wall's
doesn't
a
seem
thing
to
with
be.
numbers.
Yeah, disc on wall is thing with numbers. I'll call it a clock for now.
And you rotate it.
You go to rotate the clock. It does not budge. It appears to be carved out of the wall.
Hit that button in the
Connected
center of the
somehow.
room.
All right. It's button.
You hit the button in the center of the room, and the door behind you slams shut.
Oh,
The
good.
runes on the clock begin to illuminate. They start as a cool color of blue. It is counting down. 20, 19,
Oh no.
18,
God damn it.
15.
Hit the
When you
button
hit-
again.
When you
I
get to
hit that shit?
15, when you get to 15, it changes colors. This time it is a bright green. 14.
I hit the button
13.
again.
You hit the button. The clock resets to 20. It is blue again. Counts down. 20, 19, 18,
Anyone want to get
15.
on figuring out how to open that door?
14,
Sure.
13.
Yeah.
The lights change to green. 13, 12, 11.
Dare.
Hit the button again.
Goes
Wait,
back
no,
to
no,
20.
no, no.
Goes
Don't
back
hit
to
the
Marin's freaking out.
Don't hit
It
the
goes
button.
back-
I want to see all the colors.
It goes back to 20. It is blue. Goes 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. It's 15. Switches to green. 14, 13, 12, 11. It's 10. It changes to orange. 9,
5
8.
gold says the next color's red.
7,
You're on.
6, 5.
Hits button. You owe me 5 gold.
Aaron, I'm going to put you in a very small
You didn't let it get to
grave.
the next color.
It
so
changed to
no.
blue, didn't it? Back to 20.
Marin, I'm going
Smacks
to
him.
uppercut you so hard. I'm gonna
just like
disconnect your
shove
jaw.
him out of the way because
This is the button that resets the counter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. We're
I
back
want
at
to
blue.
know all the blasted colors.
I was freaking out. I didn't want it to hit 0.
Just
Then
sit
wait till it
in the
hits
corner by
one,
one
you
of those
bloomin'
big guys
idiot,
and
you
just
bloomin'
don't be in
onion.
trouble.
I come back.
I'm gonna search the room.
I shove him away
for
again. I'm just gonna
anything
keep you
that
away from the thing so you can't reach it.
Color matches.
He doesn't hit it again. He's just gonna come back. He's not gonna
Roll
get
me
told what to
perception
do.
or investigation, your choice.
What was the last color? Did we ever get to see what the last color was?
You didn't get to see
before
5.
No.
It went blue, green,
orange.
orange, and then the rest is a mystery.
Okay, well let's keep it. Well, the clock's resetting. When's it gonna hit 5 again?
I will get back to that once. Okay, while he's looking around and investigating the room, it's back up to blue, 20 all the way down to 15, switches to orange. Then it goes down 14, 13.
12.
Got a 12. You scour the room outside of the bodies. There does not appear to be anything that matches the colors. Not saying that the bodies are color coded. I'm just saying that the bodies appear to be the only thing of note. The like stitched together bodies. Counts down 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Switches to orange. You hear a slight groan come from one of the bodies. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Switches to red. You believe that what you see one of the bodies
it.
out of the corner of your eyes. Did someone push it?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna
Oh, you
push
said
it.
called. Oh,
Yeah, I called it. I was calling for the bet. Like called it as red.
Turn
okay.
blue.
Right
Just
before
saying.
you push the button, you saw one of the bodies begin to stir. Back up to 20, 19.
So,
Can you perhaps
17,
do that
16,
little knock thing you did on the
15.
door over there to get it open?
14.
could light a bonfire under this.
If it's a complex magical lock, it won't work. I mean, I'll try it.
11, 10, we're at orange. 9.
I will cast knock on the
7.
closed door.
You
I'm
cast.
gonna- Yeah, go ahead.
You go ahead. You hit the button. You
I'm gonna hit the
cast
button,
knock. Yeah, you cast knock. The sound emanates, but the door does not seem to respond.
See?
I mean, it was worth a
I'm
try.
gonna go check out the stitched body.
I'm gonna go with him.
All right, roll me. You roll me Arcana. Peppers, you roll me Invest.
I can burn this thing with a bonfire if we need to. Investigation.
I hope you got something, because freaking my last 5 rolls have been less than 5.
I rolled a 7.
I rolled a 7. Looking at it, it looks like the bodies are pretty darn like these some good fastens. Looking at it, you don't think that there's any way that these bodies can pull themselves off.
How do you feel about destroying these things?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I mean, they're not my
10,
corpses. I don't care.
9, 8,
It's moving.
7,
Gets
I'm
more
all for it.
active as the
6.
countdown goes down.
5, switches to red. 4.
Because we don't know what we're doing yet.
3, you-
Hit the button.
How y'all
I
feel
said
about
that-
me destroying all these?
Let's destroy them and let it run to 0. Let's see what happens.
Bonfire. Under the
Okay.
one that I'm looking at.
Assuming that you guys are burning all the bodies and resetting it so it doesn't go all the way down.
Yeah.
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 Okay. You take the time, you go around, you burn all the bodies, smacking the heck out of the button.
What,
All the
don't
bodies
let
are-
those fires burn too long in the door.
No, I keep it tight. I can only have one at a time.
We need to
Anyway.
breathe.
The bodies have been burnt to a crisp and are no longer stirring when the count gets low. Press the button a final time. It starts up. It is blue. The clock lights up. 20, 19, 18,
Let it run to 0
17.
this time.
16, 15, switches to green, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, switches to orange, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, switches to red, 4, a light flickers in the room, 3, you hear the chains of the bodies stirring despite them not moving, 2, lights flash again, 1, the room goes dark, the door opens.
I go into rage.
The door at the front goes open, the clock stops glowing, and the bodies do not stir.
My guess is it was some bullshit, some bullcrap having to do with the bodies. I'm going to leave the room.
I'm like sweating. Like Marin is just like, don't like it.
Mom, we need to take you to go see a therapist about this. I think you've got anxiety, my man.
As the door swings open, you hear yelling in common. A little little bit too muffled for you to like figure out what's going on. But do you guys go to the next room?
Yes.
Okay. You step into the next room. You see a lot of things. A lot of bodies. Again, you see a big heckin' amount of bodies just piled around, different ghouls, ghast, things of undead that maybe you haven't even seen before. And you see a fully kitted adventuring party standing on the opposite end of the room about 40 feet away from you. There is one that is a full-blooded orc who is standing there with a sword and a shield, who is holding it up, staring at something that is on this what appears to be desecrated altar. At the very front, there is a changeling wizard who is quickly changing forms as he is getting frustrated and switching between different his different portrayals of emotions as he is yelling at whatever appears to be whatever is in front of them. There are two more. There is a tiefling who is wearing full plate mail, also wielding a shield and a mace. And then at the back, you see a a wood elf dressed completely in black, wielding a bow, drawing a bead at whatever is on the altar. And at her side is a beast that is black, looks like a panther, has tentacles coming off of its back, but as your eyes try to focus on it, you see that it shifts, moving from space to space. Then you direct your eyes to the desecrated altar, standing on top of it in a yelling match with this changeling in front of him, clad in robes. There's a tall skeletal figure with long fingers, skin that is clinging to the bone with almost no flesh in front of it, large flowing purple and black ornate robes. And as their argument goes to a climax, you see him reach out and grab the changeling by the face as it changes forms repeatedly, and you see green light spew from the skeletal figure's hand into the face and then chain to each other member of the party, including the displacer beast standing by its ranger owner, and then he laughs, turns around, and walks through the wall. As all of those adventurers in front of you begin to writhe in pain, falling to their knees, their skin, you watch as it cracks and turns gray, becoming completely dehydrated. You see the orc sit down and keel over as he vomits. The ground that he vomits on begins to bubble in acid. At this point, they do this for a bit longer until they right themselves, rock their shoulders, and then stand up and draw their eyes to you. Roll for initiative.
Oh, he's good.
Can I still be in rage?
Sure. You angry little man.
The light will protect us, even here.
That is a 16.
We got where's my notepad?
I'm putting on the combat music. Oh, that's
Alrighty,
not
I got a
great.
16 from offbeat.
My
What'd you
initiatives
get,
have
Beth?
not been great. 9.
Okay. Jared and Jake.
6 for me.
16.
Because the
6.
frickin'
16. Put it in
Rolls.
jail.
are not with me tonight. 2 different dice I'm using.
Oh no. Okay. Where are these boys at?
Let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty. What time is it? All right. Yep. Yep. Oh boy. Okay. Starting with the changeling. Changeling got a 17, a 19. Moving on to the Wood Elf Ranger. Oh, boys. That's a... Moving on to her Displacer Beast. Displacer Beast. 2. Oh, man. The fucking player killer is rolling well for me in initiative. What the heck? That is a 17. And then moving on to, there should be, oh, there's supposed to be 2 more of them. Where is, oh, I didn't, oh, well, okay. That'll be fun. Woo, that's only a 5. And the last one. Oh, looking great. All right. Chance got a 12. Okie doke. So we're gonna be starting off with the ranger. Then we're gonna be going to the cleric. Then we're gonna be going to. Oh man, there are 3 humans in front of you. Oh. Yep. Sorry. That one got that one, got that one. Next would be 17. Then first on the party is Jake or Offbeat, who has the higher initiative.
Oh,
Or
+3 to Dex.
Jake.
okay. Jake went off. Then all right, then it would be Fef, Jared. This would be far. All right, so in order, we have the ranger, the cleric, the wizard, the displacement beast, then we have Jake, then we have Offbeat, then we have Fef, then we have Jared, then we have the fighter. The orc fighter. Okay, cool. Boy howdy.
Let's go.
Let's heckin' go. So, this now recently turned undead wood elf ranger looks over at you guys. Her head snaps towards you as she changes the direction of her bow, points it at you guys, and is going to fire 2 shots immediately at who's at the front?
Me.
Me.
Oh.
I mean, both of us, whatever.
If we were keeping the same order than it was the move before, or I was assuming it was
Up to you guys. Just tell me who's at front.
At me.
Okay, Offbeat. Ooh, first attack. That is a 17 plus 8. Tracy, that's
That
gonna
hits.
yeah. Yep. Okay. So she lets an arrow fly that strikes you in the shoulder, whistling towards you as you take 8 points of piercing damage from that. And she immediately knocks up another arrow and is going to fire it at Omen again, trying to soften up the front line. That is going to be a dirty 20.
That hits.
The second shot lands. That's going to be 11 plus 4, 15 as the second shot hits.
Sheesh.
Alrighty.
Ow.
Ouchie.
How many are in
Indeed.
their party? Five people.
4 plus the displacement beast.
Okay, good.
This is rough, guys.
This is rough. All right, next up is going to be the cleric, who is going to spend their action casting Guardians of Faith as you see little fiendish sprites appear around them in a what I believe to be a 10-foot radius. I'll have to look up the spell just to double check as she charges headlong into the group.
Wow. Okay. Dang.
So she charges in, use her action to do that. She gets within. Let me pull up the spell real quick to double check to make sure I'm not BSing you guys. Oh, it's not Guardian. Where's? Hold on. I got the name of this spell wrong. I went to look at my notes and the
Did you mean
Cleric that I was
Spirit
gonna use?
Guardians?
that one. Thank you.
Got you.
Thank you. But the notes for that NPC just vanished and I can't remove her from the thing.
Rip.
It is a 15-foot radius. Okay, so she moves far enough forward to get the front 3 of you within that, and then that is the end of her movement. Next up is the Changeling Wizard. How far away is everybody? Everyone like just stepped into the doorway, correct?
Yeah.
I'm just asking how far into the room you guys wanted to be.
Yeah, we just like stepped in.
Okay.
Yeah, not far at all.
Okay, cool. You see this this lich touched spellcaster walk forward and extend a finger and point at Bolvar as he begins to utter one single word. And as he utters this word, you see the handprint that has been burned onto his face begin to glow with this sickening green light. As he utters the word, that light leaves his face through his mouth, and you see it split midair, something that should not be allowed to happen. As these two balls of green light shoot forward into both Bolvar and Pharaoh as he utters power word kill, and you watch your two companions collapse onto the floor, lifeless.
Bruh?
So,
Bruh.
Gents?
is me and who?
You and Jared.
Gents, get up!
They aren't getting up. We are out of our league. Marin, it's been good knowing you.
You notice
You're the other
We're not
bud.
done yet.
You notice after he casts this spell that the burn mark of the hand is gone. Next up is a displacement beast. I am so sorry that I rolled plus 20s on all of this initiative, boys. I am so sorry.
Oh, you're good, buddy. You're good.
Next up is a displacement beast who hopefully won't do the dang thing. Oh, no, it's Taco. No, so many tabs. All right. He moves forward up to the front line, and he stands opposite of Marin.
Okay.
And he is going to make his 2 tentacle attacks. The first one, okay, it's +6. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okie doke. So it's, oh, I'll roll for the second one as well at the same time because it's happening simultaneously. And the other one is an 11 + 6, 17. That's just above. Alrighty, so standing directly in front of you is what you think is where the displacement beast is standing. And then out of your blind side, you see that it shifts just 5 feet to the right as 2 of its tentacles come and slam into your side. You take damage from the thud, and then you feel pins and needles, these barbs extend into your flesh. As you take, you are resistant to everything except for psychic.
Yeah.
Cool. So you take a total of 10 damage, 7 bludgeoning and 3 piercing, so half that down to 5.
Okay.
Next in the order, Bolvar be dead.
Oh, man.
Omen, you're up.
Well, considering they got PWK on the board, it's time to use everything I got.
Wing hard.
I'm gonna use Thunderous Smite. I'm gonna Booming Blade as my cantrip. I'm gonna use my Eldritch spell slots for a smite, and I'm gonna activate Great Weapon Master.
Start of your turn, roll me a. You were in the front 3. Roll me a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. That is a 17.
17 saves. Is it half as much on a failed? It's half as much. Okay, cool. Bonk. 10, 11. You take 5 points of necrotic damage from the fiends flitting around the cleric that has put itself into the front line.
Okay, I'm gonna bonk this cleric with everything I got, I guess.
Go for it.
All the I did it, guys.
Did you roll a crit?
I crit.
Nice.
Let's go.
I can at least send this one. You're going to the Shadow Realm.
You are
As
going
the
to
guy up there.
Brazil.
I'm going to Brazil.
They are. They are all considered undead.
Ooh, okay, so that's gonna be 8d8 plus 8d6.
Is that doubled?
Yeah, that's after the crit. Oh, unless
Okay.
we're doing double damage. What do you do?
I do double damage.
Oh, okay, because then it's going to be different. So that's gonna be 4d8 plus 4d6 plus 50. No, plus 30.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 9 plus 5. That is 14. That is 22 plus 25 plus 28 plus 31 plus 32.
Oh my god.
So, and then on top of that, he's gonna take, that was 32, and then that's gonna be on top of 47 times 2 damage.
Alrighty. It's gonna be 94 damage. As in a similar manner, you swing your blade high. You cut into this tiefling's neck, and your blade gets stuck. And as it gets stuck, she turns and looks at you, snarling, frothing at the mouth, as again, similar as what happened with the gas, the energy in the blade explodes out and snaps her head just to where it's just dangling off her right shoulder as the body goes limp and falls to the ground. The fiends that were flittering around dissipate and leave her as she begins to quickly decay.
So many dice.
So many dice.
Is Lay of Hands a bonus action or a full action?
That's a whole action.
Dang it.
I can't revive you. You're dead.
Yeah, you are dead
Yeah, you're
outright.
dead.
Oh,
You are
yeah,
not
that's
allowed to
what's-
save.
that's
You
what's
are-
rough.
Right.
Yeah.
You
you're
got power word killed.
Yeah.
Not power world unconscious.
Look, you know,
Oh,
I've never
also,
hit him with
poor
power word
Bob
kill.
and Jim are just piles of bones.
Well, they're still good. They
Oh.
just stand there and
Okay.
defend themselves. So if they get attacked, they'll defend themselves, but
Meat
there
shields,
are no
got it.
commands. So they're just
Okay.
standing there,
Bony meat shields.
T-posing.
They both they both
Glitched.
chatter their teeth sadly.
All right, is that me?
That is you, Marin.
May I wild shape into a polar bear?
You may.
All right, I Angie halfling becomes large beast, and I'm going to charge forward. Give me the layout of the enemy.
So at the very front, you have the displacement beast. At the back, where the lich was formerly standing, you have the changeling archmage, and then in the like kitty corner to him, you have a wood elf ranger.
I'm going for
There
that
you're all.
ranger.
Okay.
Well, if I go for the one who casts power word kill, will I be a opportunity of attacked upon?
You will be no matter what, because you're within
Oh.
5 feet of the displacement beast. If you move towards either of them, you will eat an opportunity attack.
I go for the
You
wizard
are
then.
raging and you are a polar bear. So
Yeah.
I go for the wizard then.
Alrighty, homie takes
I would have killed my boys.
17 plus 6. That's gonna hit. That's gonna be d6, d4.
Cracking
Oh,
out a
2d6.
calculator for my temp HP.
2d6. It's gonna be 7 plus 4. 7 plus 4 comes out to be 11 in half. So
Okay.
5.
All right. Okay.
Should have killed you.
Okay.
I
I'm
realized
gonna.
how thick you were gonna be.
Oh, that's halved.
That is halved. The 5 is halved.
Okay, so I don't take 11 damage. I take 6 damage, 5 damage. I take 5 damage. Thank you.
5.
Angie halfling polar bear.
Yeah,
All right, multi attack. First is with my bite, with a +7 to hit.
don't forget to add rage damage either.
Thank you. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 just hits.
Just hits. Okay, that'll be 1d8 plus 5 piercing damage plus the rage damage, so 3, 5, 8 damage plus. Going to rage. Plus. Where is it? Plus 2, so 10 damage. Now I'm gonna try to hit him with my claw.
Are you when you're wild shaped, are you considered magical attacks?
I don't know.
Yet.
Think so.
Shouldn't be yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Probably.
Okay.
Not yet. You're like,
Yeah.
only
I'm,
like
yeah.
max level 5.
Okay. I'll
Right.
probably whiff this. Does a 9 hit?
That does not.
Okay, that's my turn.
Alrighty. Ah, the The orc stands up, pulling himself off the floor, and raises up his shield. What was the orientation of everybody? We got over there.
I'm in their
It's
midst.
just offbeat. Okay. Cool. Yeah, he's going to move towards offbeat. Opposite, or yeah, he's gonna move up towards offbeat, and he's gonna make his attacks there. This man's is running sword and board. Walks on up to offbeat, takes one swing. That is a is it? Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
That hits.
How you looking, offbeat?
I'm definitely bloodied.
Okay. First attack lands, dealing 13 points of damage as he begins to cut into you.
All right.
Okay. Second attack, this dice has got its juju back. Second attack also lands as he turns the blade over, continuing his strike seamlessly. Does another 13.
Good night, sweet world.
All right, and
I'm down.
as you go down, he stands above you and rolls with advantage. That is a 14 plus. What are you working with? You are working with a 16. Yeah. Okay. And stands above you, driving his blade into your back as you fell unconscious. Mark the 2 failed saves. Last
Good
man
night.
standing is Pfeffers. Alrighty. Back up to the archer, who is going to. He is going to, or she is going to. With her first attack, she is going to burn a point. Actually, no, she has to do that out of combat order. Mind. He's gonna fire 2 shots at the polar bear.
Okay.
What's your AC as a polar bear? Is it higher than your normal one?
Yes, it is. No, it is 12.
Okay, cool. Both of those.
You
are going
can
to
actually
hit.
take your unarmored defense from being a barbarian.
That is true.
It's 8 plus Dex plus Con.
Yeah.
It's 10 plus Dex plus Con.
Okay, so 13.
Okay.
Cool.
They both still do the hit. That is the correct dice.
Is offbeat like down? Or is he? Oh,
Offbeat
sorry.
is down with 2 failed saves.
Okay. I howl in
That's
rage.
gonna be Howl and Rage.
I
that is
bellow
gonna
in
be-
rage.
15. Wait, really? Rolled that bad? Oh, there we go. Divided by 2. All right, you
Everyone
take
check
11.
everyone but Taco check the group chat. Go ahead, Taco.
11 points of damage.
Okay.
Next up would be the mage. I promise. Trust me. Who is going to? All right. He's gonna burn some high-level stuff. He's going to step out of your melee, so you may make an opportunity attack if you would like.
Yeah.
Um.
It misses.
Okay. And he points himself towards the wall. I need, I believe, a Constitution saving throw from you.
Con save.
Yeah, con save.
Oh, that's big. That is a
17.
18.
18. All right.
Plus
you
3.
save. You're gonna take half. You thick boy. You are going to take the longest.
I am a thick boy.
Take 25
is
points of
Offbeat
damage.
down yet? Is he like dead yet?
Offbeat hasn't had a turn to roll his thing yet.
Okay.
25 points of cold damage that is halved as a series of bludgeoning winds blast you with frozen air. The wizard casts Cone of Cold.
Okay.
Just happy I killed one of these things.
Agreed. After that, we go back over to the Displacement Beast, who will move into your melee, make his 2 attacks with his thingies. Peppers, why are you so thick?
Hang on. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Alright.
That's not what I
All
meant.
right, it's a 15 and a 16 naturally.
Both hit.
Yep, so it is 2d6 from one, 2d6 from the second. This one's +4, but have 7 plus 4 is 11, plus 4 from each, so +8. 19 divided by 2 gives us
Minus
9
8.
damage.
9 damage. All right. Polar bear's got 7 hit points.
Polar bear's got 7 hit points. All right. Jake. Offbeat, roll me your death save. Up to you whether or not you share it.
I fail. I'm dead.
So he dies. Is it safe to say that this poor halfling, once he reverts, is just butchered?
It's pretty safe. It
It's
would probably
pretty
take
safe to
about
say that he'd be butchered,
one or
but he'd
two
go
more.
down swinging in like
Yeah.
2 rounds.
Turn economy alone is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Let's fast forward a little bit to when
'Kay.
Marin's a
Fast
bleeding, crying mess on the floor, desperately trying to stay on his feet, and goes down.
Okay. Everyone is in the sweet dark embrace of death, laying on the cold floor, not feeling so hot as you do. The only one who is still clinging to life currently is Pfeffers. Pfeffers, as you fade, you see all of these, the ones that remain alive, leave. So they all go out the way that you guys came in.
Pox on spore druids.
Then everything goes black for you.
Okay.
Some amount of time that you guys aren't quite sure how far it goes. You begin to hear whispering. And all of you regain vision. You don't have the ability to move. Can't feel your bodies. But all of you are looking up. You can move your eyes around to change your field of view a bit. As you guys look around, you see a completely pitch black shadow form in the corner of the room. Stepping out of it, masked in a swirling cloak that is completely made of shadows that just kind of disappears as they swirl off of him. You see a tall, thin figure with a deep cowl covering him and a scythe sheathed on his back. He is carrying a black book. There is a black quill floating, writing in it. As he steps into the room, he begins to look around and does 2 passes on the room. And you start to hear whispers. Oh, this isn't. This figure walks over the room, stepping over each of you, and begins to stand in the middle of the room. And you see these. That was bad. You see these shadows reach out to each of you. You see them start to gently caress underneath all of your backs as you feel yourself start to be lifted off the ground as the thing says, "Come back. This was not your day. This was not the plan." You are each righted. You look down at your bodies, you regain motion, you can move. You look around. The things that killed you are gone, save for the one that is dead on the floor by Omen's hand. This large figure, wreathed in shadows, looks at all of you and looks down at his book, shakes his head slowly, almost sadly, and says, "You were not the ones to die today. Follow me." And gently, those same shadows that lifted you up off of the ground kind of gently nudge you. You have already died. You are surprised that there is no pit of fear in your stomach as this thing walks towards one of the walls, pulls the scythe off of its back, and drags it through open air as it cuts, and it opens up a portal that is just completely black on the other side. It steps into it and gestures to all of you, the book floating, following it as it goes. You are without much of an option. You could choose to just die, but you are able to follow as he kind of like, come on.
The best day of my life. I'm just gonna sprint right through the
Not being the first to go in, seeing one of the other party members go in, Marin will go in.
Okay.
Says, I haven't fulfilled my contract with my damn knife.
You guys step through, and as you step through, you see the rift behind you seal itself back shut. You look in every direction, it is entirely black. It is not dark, but as off in the distance, there is nothing. There are no features for you to see. As you walk, you feel as if you're walking on hardened glass. You look down, it is black and reflective. And this thing begins to speak, and as it speaks to you, the shadows spin off of it and begin to manifest, creating structures around it as it tells you about the place that you were in. He tells you that he is the god of death. He looks at you and he says, my name is Merkel. He continues to say, as he constructs around him this grand Gothic castle, he explains to you that this is his home. And then he turns to all of you and says, I am not one to be cheated. I did not want to claim your souls this day. Those who walked out of that room in that lich that made them have robbed me. I will make you my avatars, and you will fetch them. And you can continue to live. I claim no dominion of your soul.
Really?
Simply be me in another place. As he says that to you, he walks you to the back of his room. You guys are free to interrupt with responses if you have questions for Merkel.
Merkel, look, I'm no stranger to contracts with Eldritch Beings. I've got one that's a knife in the other room. What's the catch?
The only obligation you will have is for those. However, if you choose, you can continue. Go out into the world, destroy undeath, bring me what has been taken that was rightfully mine.
Okay, well now you speak in my language. Merkel, baby. Lovely. Groovy, baby.
He explains to you guys that what your jobs would be as these representatives of him is that he would give you guys orders to go out and find people who have either somehow cheated death, found ways of artificial immortality, people who are undead. You would become lich hunters. You would go out and you would purge anything that has avoided his touch that he personally couldn't get to because he is one quasi-deity and he cannot be everywhere at once. So that is what he's offering to you. As he's explaining this offer, if there's no more questions, he walks you guys out the back of the castle, and the landscape continues to form with him as he walks. It's almost like he's creating his own mind palace, like his own realm. The other thing I want to reiterate is that because you are already dead, you do not feel scared. You feel like this is where I would be anyways. This is the next step. And then he turns to each of you and he says, as a river appears behind him, filled with clear black liquid, soak, and you will become my representative. If not, you will be sent on. So,
cannonball. Just whoosh.
The rest of the party seemingly eager. My guy just kind of wades in real slow and
you wade in. It feels exactly like water. It's a bit cold, but other than that, doesn't hurt you. Nothing. Bloop. Bloop. All right. So after that, to save his slow manner of speech and everyone's ears, after you are done bathing, the first thing that you notice is you look down at your wrists, and there on your left wrist, where one would check your pulse, there is a tattoo on your skin that is a black triangle with a yellow skull set in the center. At this point, each of you may switch to your level 10 character sheets. And he walks you back through the place and reopens a rift and says, your first job and potentially your only job is to go bring those back to me. Go get them off of the material plane. Clearly I didn't intend for you guys to kill all of them tonight. And he says, that's the gig. I am going to time check here because the next step would be there is one still in the city. He's really easy to find. You guys could go and fight him and that would be the thing. Or I can wrap up here because we kind of hit the point that I wanted to hit. There's just, the resolution would be retrieving one of these cheated souls.
I think we're all good till.
How long would that
Midnight or
fight
11.
be? If it's half an hour, I can do it.
Yeah, I can just port you guys
Let's do it.
basically right there. It'll be
Let's do it.
one monster with legendary actions.
I can't get level 10
Let's
characters and
go.
not use them. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go.
All
I
right.
can't be power word killed because I have more than 100 health.
Yup.
I'm booting up the
Also,
combat music.
Jake, Jared, this is why I said I'm sorry before the session started because I knew I needed to nuke the healers. heroes of the magic.
Yes.
You started and you pointed and I just messaged Jared, counter spell, question mark, and he's like, no go. I was like, alright. At that point I immediately just switched to level 10 character. I was like,
Yep. Anyways, so you guys get departed by death. You guys walk out. One thing that actually he probably would have said this. Technically, you are undead. Just because you did die and have been brought back. So what that means gameplay wise is that a cleric, paladin, anything with like detect, find undead, like detect undead, detect good and evil, you guys would give off ping so that you might have to explain that away. But appearance wise and functions wise, you are still alive and human. You can choose not to eat. Like you won't wither and things like that. Like you don't have to eat, you don't have to drink. I'm still gonna make you breathe just because, you know, mechanics. But you could go without food and whatnot and have no adverse effects.
so turn undead would also not be a good thing.
That is a weird gray area that I would probably have to homebrew out if we were to like play this longer.
Right.
I would say that the mark given to you by Merkel gives you all the tag that makes you immune to turn undead. Like how some of the like really strong undeads have that. So you guys go back to the city, go up, and there is chaos on the southern side of town. You see that there are people running in different directions. It's day, you are unaffected. And there is a engorged, very large now, undead orc wielding a great sword in one hand and a buckler in the other, and he has shoulder checked his way through the wall of one of the post offices. And he is making his way to try and knock down the support pillars for the mailing system. We are going to roll for initiative.
Also, DM,
What's up?
Rudolph Movo has redeemed a random member gets 1d20 HP. You roll a d6, although there are
D6,
only.
So
reroll on 6.
Yeah.
I will roll a 4. Keep it amongst you guys because this boy doesn't need to heal. Going from top down order. So we got a 3. That is Jake.
Alright, cool.
Your 1d20 pot you can use.
Set that aside.
Let's go.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
All right, let me pull up the fighter.
The fighter.
Oh, all of them have names like that. Warren the Wizard, Rain the Ranger. Chance the Cleric. Rambo the Displacement Beast, because we were gonna do Rupert, but I decided I needed another woman in the evil party
So you picked Rambo?
for the Displacement Beast. Rain,
Oh.
R-E-I-G-N, is the.
I
Is
thought you were
the
saying
other.
Rambo was a female name.
I
Oh
mean,
wait, actually, I didn't want to.
Monica Rambo. I mean, did you not watch WandaVision?
Do I want to do the orc?
Dang, you right. You got me.
I really like the Ranger. I already said the Orc. We'll do the Orc. He's got cool legendary actions too. All right. We are rolling initiative. You boys rolled?
Not yet.
13 for me.
Man, my
15 for me.
initiative is garbage.
I've been rolling really good on initiative. I've got
Jared got a 13. Offbeat got what?
15.
15. Word.
11.
6.
Does anyone have hold person?
Yes.
Do you want to?
Noise.
Oh yes.
We got legendary resistance has done it.
Pretty
Wait, does this thing
please.
count as a humanoid or a giant?
So,
That's a good question. Now he's just big.
maybe his
Are there any
power is
large
technically
category humanoids?
There are not.
I don't
Would
want to
be
rob
giant.
you guys.
It's just that would take hold monster then instead of hold person.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, he's got reduce.
Let's go. Who had the
No, I
11?
have hold monster and
Oh.
reduce
Who had
and
the 11?
dominate person
He's like,
and
what is
hold
it?
person.
It doesn't matter.
Look, I was not like 10th level. I had everything I ever wanted. 5th level, I had hard.
Jared,
decisions
did you
to
have
make.
the 11
Huh?
for initiative?
I
You had the 11.
have 13.
Who had an 11?
Oh,
That was
me.
Jake.
Sorry,
That was
me.
Jake. My bad. And then Fef had the 6. All right, word. We are starting off the top of the order with Var, who rolled an 18 on his initiative. He is about, I will call it 30 feet away from you guys. As he sees you guys, there's a look of recognition in his eyes. His cold undead brain remembers how you killed his homie Chance, not the rapper.
Chance the Bard.
Chance the Bard. What is your guys' orientation? Because I would have let you guys get into a formation.
I would be up front because this guy killed me last time, and I'm like, remember me, you sick son of a bastard.
I'll be up front as well.
Be not too far behind, but just kind of.
Okay.
I do want to. I got Spirit Guardians this time. I'm getting in there.
Let's go. I'm gonna put I'm just going to assume we're putting Pharaoh at the back. You frontline, Fef?
Yep.
All right, cool. Then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And big ol' heckin' boy. Cool. All right, he's going to start off and he's gonna just charge headlong into the front. He's exactly the movement to get there, and he's going to take his first swing at the what's it called? Druid, remembering that he was the one who survived the longest.
I did survive the longest.
And
Some of us-
he
Didn't have much of a chance.
pummels the
That's true.
ground next to you as he drops his oversized blade into the dirt. You hear the stone crack as he heaves it up again for his second strike, and he rolls a 16.
I have an armor class of 16.
16 just
wait, no, I'm
Oh.
warding flare, and I give disadvantage to the attack.
My dude.
Alrighty,
My
alrighty.
guy. Let's
He rolls
go.
his second dice.
I don't have any of my rage or wild shape up or nothing.
The disadvantage roll was a crit.
Okay, I'm gonna
Isn't
use
that
my
20?
inspiration point.
Well, I mean,
Well, you,
Oh, can
yeah,
I
it's
not?
still 16. It still just meets.
Ah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
it's
You're
not
right.
a
You're
crit,
right.
it's
You're right.
disadvantage.
I thought I could impose disadvantage with my DM inspiration point. Wait, I have luck. That doesn't work either.
That
No,
doesn't work
it's-
either.
It's the lucky feat that lets you do that. Not.
2. Alrighty, that's only going to be 7 plus 5. 12 points of slashing damage. Well, half slashing, half bludgeoning. It's a really big sword. Is it really cutting you or is it crushing you?
How much damage? Sorry.
It's too big to be a sword.
17. And then he's going to heft up his third and final attack. It's going to be a 16 plus 8.
Come on, big man.
It's going to be a 5 plus 5, 10. After that, we head on over to Offbeat.
I'll hold my action until after
Okay.
Jared goes.
What are you holding?
I'm gonna hold basically my entire turn.
Got it.
Actually, I'm gonna apply Thunderous Smite onto my sword.
Okay.
So that's for my bonus action, but I'm holding my action.
Jake is Pulfar. This boy is Martin. Okay,
Let's
cool.
melt this
So,
dude.
Jared.
Oh, do you want our new stats and stuff for level 10?
only thing that really matters is the AC. I'm not gonna murder you guys. I don't think. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
My AC hasn't changed.
Yeah, it didn't change. Okay.
So it goes far, then it goes. It does not go Omen next. Yes, it does. It goes Omen, then Pharaoh, then Bulvar, then Martin. Cool. Alrighty, so you're holding until after Pharaoh. Pharaoh, you are up.
Right. Okay, well, I'm going to do the right thing and cast Hold Monster. Which
Nice.
is
Makes a wisdom save.
17 wisdom saving throw.
He is not good at those. I'm gonna call that cocked. It was half an 18, half a 2. Honestly, probably closer to an 18, but alas, that's an 8. He fails.
Let's go.
You see him
Held
lock up, and you see him as
monster.
he's getting held, try to like physically struggle, not used to having something that can physically restrain him, and then he locks in place, unable to move.
And now
Go to
it'll
town, boys!
That will be my turn.
Do the thing.
Men, you just see the aura of menacing flow off of his body. All right, so I'm going to be attacking this time, not booming blading. And this is going to be at advantage, and I'm going to be using the great sword. the
Do
great
these
weapon.
auto crit because he's paralyzed?
Yep.
If they hit,
Word.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They don't auto hit.
They don't auto crit. Yeah.
They have advantage, and if they hit, it's a crit if they're within 5 feet.
So that would be, does an 18 hit?
18 just hits.
Rad. This is going to hurt like a truck. And you do double damage, correct? You don't
Yes, I do.
Double damage.
If you're doing any radiant, let me know.
Okay, I'll roll the radiant separately. then.
Yeah, roll the radiant separately because that's going to be doubled again.
Okay. So that is, oh, I get to re-roll ones with this and twos. Well, because great weapon. Okie that is a 6, 12, 17, and then this plus 15 plus, that would be 33 magical slashing damage.
All right, and that's doubled.
No, not yet. You have to double that against. That's going to be 66 magical slashing.
My dude. My dude. My guy.
And here's the.
Just gonna-
and
Might
the-
not be a 30-minute fight, boys.
and, oh, I rolled really good on the radiant. This is going to be for the radiant damage. This is 12, 17. That's 25 double, 50 for the crit, so 100 for the vulnerability.
He dead. He'll be dead. Hey, where's that ranger at? Where's
Yeah, I'll get the ranger. I'll get the ranger. She'll be in town. Oh my god! You see,
You've done it again, Offbeat. You've done it
see
again.
Omen filled with a rage that you have not. You, as a barbarian, are taken aback at how angry he is to be confronting and toe to toe with the man who ended his life. He pulls back his blade, about to jab it into the belly of the all but hopeless ogre, who is still wearing oversized plate mail. The blade glows with this golden radiant light as he jabs it forward. As the second the tip hits the plate, the energy shoots forward, boring and burning a hole through the stomach of it. And as he drives the blade in, it expands, as the body is just standing there, still locked in place with the hole that you could climb through in its guts. You hear its last gurgly breath leave its body as it stays suspended in space. We are out of initiative because Offbeat makes crackhead characters.
Well done.
I expected nothing less. Once Old Monster went on, I was like, all right.
Give me a screamed out for the fireball.
I can't scream. My roommates are about to go to sleep.
That's
but
fair.
for the fireball, baby. But just so you know, there were 4 more of those. There were 3 more of those attacks about to come.
I had erupting earth in the
Wow.
pocket. Because he would have had to make a
Wow.
dex saver, take 3d12 bludgeoning damage. That's all I really had, and then I was going to do my armor up and try to get focused.
All right, is there another opponent?
Do you want another opponent?
We have
That took 10
18
minutes.
minutes. Not even.
I'd say then let's not.
Let's call it.
Okay.
Let's call it there.
Go ahead and.
I think that's a good place to call it. Well, at
That was
point,
awesome.
Well, you would have returned 1 soul. Do you understand now why I told you before stream that this is not a campaign I would run with like new people? This is only something I would run with people who I knew would like trust me, because I was so scared people were gonna get mad when I started murdering homies.
It's good stuff. It's
But
good
anyways,
stuff.
yeah, I actually saw this campaign concept on TikTok, and I saw it and immediately fell in love with it, and was like, I was like, I'm probably not gonna, because I haven't DM'd in a year and a half. Hi, chat. I'm Dad Dirty Taco. But yeah, I haven't DM'd in about like a year and a half, so this was an amazing experience to get to DM with people who I love to play with.
Dude, you're a
anyways.
really good DM.
Yeah.
That was
you Did
awesome.
a great job.
Seriously, I learned a
Thanks,
thing or
man.
two. I was like, dang,
But,
I want to do that.
But that concept was so cool. So the idea is basically party gets a normal starting adventure. They go out, they meet something that they're incredibly unmatched for, they die, get met by whatever god of death that you chose. I chose like, I think a 4th or 3.5 edition god named Merkel, who's just like the Grim Reaper. And
That
he
show is actually really cool. And I'm glad you
Mhm.
chose that one because when I heard, I was like, yeah, it's this guy. He's so
Yeah.
cool.
and
Cool.
so and then he makes you guys the offer. He's like, be an avatar of death and go out and end undeath and bring it back to me. And then that's like the theme for the campaign, like witch hunter, like witch, lich, undeath, vampires, all that just gothic horror type stuff. And I
love it.
loved the concept and wanted to see how it would work. So this is what session 1 would have looked like if I did that long form. I mean, minus the level 10 jump, but
Mhm.
I mean, if you ever do it long form, let me know because I want this is cool.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Omen,
this is
Omen
definitely
would-
the campaign that I'll be running next time I get a table.
Nice.
I mean, Omen would love to come back and smite more undead.
Am I about to start a D&D stream? Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff.
Anyways,
Well,
thank you guys, and thank you for trusting me enough to power word kill half the party and not walk away angrily.
When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, we're dead."
Look,
Yeah.
I've been enfeeble-minded, and that.
that's true.
So after that happening, it's like, I'm dead. All right, that's cool. Hope so.
Yeah.
I was surprised I actually managed to kill one of them. I thought they would have had more HP.
Two
than
of
that.
them. What?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, they killed two. No.
Looking now, I homebrewed all of the turned adventuring party. I homebrewed them like the hour beforehand. So looking at it, I need more HP.
How much HP did you give him?
The orc had 150. I somehow managed to delete my notes on Chance, the tiefling cleric. So I was just like, if they do over 100 damage in a turn, it'll just kill her.
Yeah.
And you came in at 94, and I was like, that's good enough. I need to give them at least one win. I don't want to just curb stomp them this whole fight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Also, City of everything that you guys experienced was prepped in 3 hours today
Heck yeah.
before the session.
Heck
Hey.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was solid. That was solid, man. I really enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun. I made Marin a while ago, and I've never really gotten to play him.
hmm
And so it was so fun to just dive into crunchy druid boy halfling guy. So that made me really happy.
I was also so proud when Offbeat was like, they're burying their dead under the fields to fertilize it, and I was like, I really hope I left enough clues to point to that. And then he sniped, and I was like, yes.
With the I was like, the second you said like the fields, and then I was like the bar, and I was like, okay, dead people for sure.
Mhm.
Dead
Yeah.
people in the fields.
Yeah.